So I said, no, Vicar, it's supposed to go in the other way around. Oh, we're live. Hello.
I don't get it. I don't understand.
Yeah, I know. No, I'll explain it later.
Okay.
I think we're on. We're on.
Evening all.
Hey everybody, it's Foxx from eModels here, eModels.co.uk.
I do every time I see eModels written anywhere, I hear it in your voice saying eModels.co.
Yeah, every time I see it, I hear it in Ted's voice. He always goes, Ted from eModels, eModels.co.uk. Like you say, eModels, you know, the eModels on the internet.
They're eModels, yeah.
Yeah.
Hello everybody.
Oh, sorry, say again.
Hello everybody watching eModels.co.uk.
Hey everybody, it's that time of the week again. It is Monday night. I have to apologise. I forgot to send James an email with the blurb for this week's show, so there was no post on eModels. Oops. It's Ted normally does it, you see.
Yeah, Ted was going to do it and he didn't, but you know.
Yes. You may notice again this week it's just me and Chris, or Chris and I. Me, Chris and I.
Me, Chris, Foxx and Foxx.
Yeah, me, Chris, Foxx, and the other one, the little one. Ted is still out of commission at the moment. He's still trying to get his broadband sorted out in his new house, and he's also hurt his back as well, so he's a bit flat out at the moment, hence the title for today's show, the Flat Out Edition. I've told him to lie on the floor, but he seems more intent to get some kind of boots that strap to the ceiling and hang from the ceiling, and I don't really want to think about that one much further than that. Kind of Batman thing going on there. I don't know if that's good advice or not. So anyway, welcome to tonight's show. As always, it is me, Foxx, and with me as always is Chris. Hello, Chris. How are you doing, sir?
Hello, everybody. I'm doing quite well. Still warm, but apparently it's going to get cooler throughout the week.
Yay! I don't mind it. I don't mind it being too warm. But I just don't want it too excessively warm.
Well, yeah, but when you have to go out to work and sit in a room and it's all stuffy and no.
Yeah, but you go to work and they've got air conditioning. If I sit at this bench, I've just got lots of lights and no air conditioning.
We don't have air conditioning. We used to have air conditioning when the place was built 30 years ago, but it doesn't work anymore. We have air conditioning in that we open the door.
Or the window.
Yeah, there's only one window and it's right out the back. Yeah, no.
Nowhere near your desk in particular. No. Is that your goal then, to work you up the company till you get to the desk that's right by the window?
Well, the one right by the window would be nowhere near the customers, so maybe that'd be.
Yeah, it's a plan. It's a plan, dude. Yeah, well, anyway, welcome to everybody. I kind of jumped the gun there and did the introductions before. It's all gone to pot already, basically.
It's Ted's fault.
It's because I'm wearing the summer hat and it's all gone weird. It's all weird now. I'm all at 6s and 7s. Welcome if you're watching. Get all the blurb out of the way first. If you're watching this on anywhere except YouTube, you might not know we have a live chat. It's actually, I don't know why I'm pointing there because it's there on my screen, but it's not there on anybody else's screen. We have a live chat and we will be doing giveaways and nonsense later on for people in the chat. So if you're watching somewhere that doesn't have the live chat, if you're watching on the eModels website, emodels.co.uk/live, or somewhere else, I would say Facebook, but I didn't send James that mail. Then do click on the little YouTube icon that's down in the corner somewhere. I don't know which corner because I'm the wrong way around. Click on the little YouTube icon. That'll take you to the YouTube page for eModels where this video is playing, and you can join in the live chat. As always, we depend on your questions and comments to keep us going because we won't have much to talk about. So do feel free, if you're in the chat, to post questions. That can be questions about anything. Doesn't have to be model making. Could be questions about biscuits or anything you want to ask us about. Anything.
I like biscuits.
Yeah, no politics or religion, but anything else is fair game. If you want to ask a question, my vision's a bit funky tonight, so I'm counting on Chris to be able to read the comments for me because I can't read them from that distance. I'm just old. I'm old. What can I do?
You could move your head closer to the screen.
How's that? Is that better?
Yeah, can you read them now?
Yeah, but the thing is, when I want to read the chat, I have to go. And Bob says it looks really weird.
Yeah, okay.
What if I zoom in? Hang on. Let's try this one then. Does this make any difference?
Does that make you be able to read it easier?
No, it makes no difference whatsoever. But now it's like Gordon's alive.
Yeah, I wouldn't move closer to the camera when you're zooming in as well.
Nah, that would get really weird. Yes, if you're in the chat and you want to ask us a question, just to give us a chance to see it, because the chat does move fast, please put the whole thing in big fat capital letters so we can see it, just so it stands out.
And the bigger the better.
Yeah, the biggestest, fattest capitalist letters you can find. Do the whole sentence, just so we have a chance of seeing it. If we do miss your question tonight, my apologies. We'll try and get through all of them. If you wish to, you can hit the little super chat button, the little dollar symbol at the bottom of the chat window. That will pop up your question in a big fat coloured box that we can't put. Even I could see it with my donkey eyesight. So if you want to do that, you're more than welcome.
We do have a Ted in chat. He says he's here, so you can still mail in your questions.
Yay! Ted is in the chat. Welcome, Ted. He might drop in and out as his back allows him, because he's got a feed. He says it's because he moved the gangplank at work, but nothing to do with the fact he's been shifting boxes all week, moving in house.
I'm sure it hasn't. I reckon he's laying flat on his back now with his phone in his hand, doing the text and email stuff. But if he falls asleep, he's going to drop the phone on his face.
Yeah, that's going to hurt. I've done that. I tell you what's worse than
dropped
that.
the phone on Ted's face.
Yeah, I've dropped a phone on Ted's face. Tell you what's worse than that, though, falling asleep when you're reading something on the iPad. That's really heavy. And especially when it's an old iPad, Generation 1 iPad. Clunk.
Could be worse. Could have been a laptop.
Yeah, oh, God, yeah. Or an entire desktop PC. So I forgot where I was going with that. So, yes, if you want to ask a question, put it in chat in big fat capital letters or a super chat. If you can't get access to the chat, don't worry. You can send an email in. And if you mail it to ted@emodels.co.uk, Ted is around. He's in chat at the moment. And as best he can, he'll forward those on to me so I can see your questions. We have got some questions so far. So if you need to, if you haven't got access to chat, you can mail Ted. And don't forget, of course, when we're doing the giveaways later on for the stickers and mugs and that, if you want to send us a question and answer to use in the giveaway section, if we use your question and answer, we'll send you a sticker. So get mailing into ted@emodels.co.uk with your question and answers. So let's have a quick look at who's in chat then. I'll see if I can focus on it for the moment. I can probably read the names. Tony Blackwell was in first. Well done, you win an internet.
Really early.
Yeah, then it was Chris at Gross Models. Then Dan Dux Bobbington was in. Hello, chaps. We have Sergeant Bones and Dave Wise, the Run Gun Barker. Butcher Dave, evening all. Army matey says Sergeant Bones and goes all piratical, but I don't know why. Christopher Coombs says, hello, friends across the pond. Sorry, Christopher Combs, I should say. Hello, friends across the pond. So I'm guessing you're in the US of the A's. G'day. That's not America. I don't know why I did that. Zadster, Scott Sutherland. Welcome, Scott. Scott from Orkney. Zadster's in. Simon D. We have David Moores. Troughton Chard's in. Adam Clark. Michael Jackman's in. Welcome, welcome. Who else do we have? Wayne Haywood. My eyesight is terrible. Matt Bradford. Spiddy Crate's in. Hello, Coffee Mans. Just for Spid, I brought me crickets. I forgot to eat them last week. I said I'd eat some on screen for you, on telly for you, but I forgot. So if you remind me, if you want me to eat some crickets, I'll eat some crickets.
We'll leave it till closer to the end, just in case you choke on one.
Yeah.
Carl
from Making Models is in. Evening, folks. Down, Caps Lock, he says. Welcome, Carl. Skippy the Magnificent says, that's an old, does nobody get that
Skippy,
joke?
is it? That's... that was a dolphin, wasn't it?
Well, no, the dolphin kind of like that. Skippy kind of goes, well, I don't know. What noise does a kangaroo make when it's telling the little Timmy's fallen down the well? I don't know. We've already lost it. Mark Scale Models in. Mike Mount is in. Hi, Dad. Everybody call Mike Mountain Dad. He's everybody's dad, Mike Mountain. Yep. Kenneth M is in. Hey, Kenneth. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It must be ridiculously early in the morning there, or the middle of the night in Australia land. James Chapman. We have Skipper Ted. Welcome, Skipper Ted. Jamie Bones in. Kieran Keith. Randy Wahlberg. Isn't that the actor? That's Mark Wahlberg, isn't it?
It's his brother.
Okay, he's Mark Wahlberg's brother. Who else have we got? I think that's everybody for now. If I have missed you, I apologise. There's a lot of names to go through, and I'm an old man and I can't see tonight.
And if you do come in late after the hellos, then it's your own fault for getting here late.
Yeah, you got to be here on time, man. We're always on time. We're always on time, apart from when we're not.
Yep.
I just to let everybody know, we very nearly had to start this stream late tonight because with mere minutes to go before I was going to press the big green button that I can't press now till the end of the show, and I mustn't press it.
Don't press it.
Don't press it. Mere minutes, there was a knock at our door, and it was a weird knock because they pressed the doorbell, which was weird. But there was a young lady and an old lady, and they said, hello, our cat's in your garden. Can we come and get it? Now, I had to go down and help out because I don't, we've had it before where somebody's done that. And I was like, are you a burglar scoping us out? So I went downstairs and helped Mum out, and Mum was wandering around the garden, and they're all trying to find this cat crawling through bushes and stuff. And I'm sitting there. Chris is here waiting for me to come back, and I'm like, find this cat. Luckily, it was found just at the last minute, so the show didn't start late. Of course, because I was on time pressure, I totally didn't help out at all. I just stood there watching. I'm such a chivalrous man. I said, I can't help you. I've got a live stream. I can't help. So,
but by being there not helping, you probably made it take longer.
Well, yeah, there probably is that. I didn't give any advice though, so it probably felt a lot easier for them. So anyway, Chris, how have you been, fella? And what have you been up to? Let's lock on you for a second.
Oh, good.
That's not the lock button. That's the mute button. That's the wrong button.
Did you mute me? Did you
No,
mute me? You didn't turn off the internet?
No, I don't think I turned the internet off.
Okay, we're still here and we're still live, and it's me. What have I been doing this week? I've been doing space stuff.
Oh, I was hoping you'd say mostly, but this week I have been mostly building.
No, I don't do things like that. I've been starting my space. The Revel Apollo Saturn V, which is
a big chicken head
and quite big. It's this big. This is the first stage.
Blimey.
Somewhere I've got, there you go. Oh. Engines.
The first of how many stages, Chris?
The first of 3 main stages.
Oh.
I'm not sure why bits of it are green. I don't seem to remember any of it being green in my memory, but
yeah,
it's got green bits.
If I trawl my memory of like shots from when they detached the sections and you saw that the camera in the section, the bit blows off, they were kind of like interior green. Like you got an APC, so maybe it was just zinc chromate and not actually painted.
I have got the Haynes manual for the Saturn V. And I've been looking through that for inspiration and fact finding, but most of the pictures are black and white, so it doesn't really help with the colouring. But
there is an important question to ask about that Haynes manual, though. Is reassembly the reverse of disassembly?
No, it doesn't actually. It's not really a Haynes manual. It made out like it's a Haynes manual, but it isn't. It's just a book about the missions and everything and stuff. So it's interesting, and it was cheap. So, but yeah. Now, because I've been building that, I've been looking it up on the internet and stuff, and I saw this one, which is the rather large Lego version of the Saturn V.
If you try and bring it down, is it going to collapse and fall apart, and you're going to be sad?
No, because I made it. It's made properly.
It's glue and everything. That's huge.
That's now sitting on the floor next to me.
Wow.
So, yeah, it's quite big.
And you're sat on boxes and everything.
And it comes apart. It's got little engines and things, and all the stages come apart. It's really nice.
If I remember right, does it actually have a LEM inside it as well?
Yep. But actually doesn't at the moment. It has it next to it on a little moon-based diorama that it comes with.
Ooh, look at that, so cute.
Little micro figures that are very, very nearly 1/44 scale.
Nearly.
Oh, you can't see, but there's a 1/44 man standing next to one, so you really can't see him.
It'd be interesting to put that next to the finished Revell one when
it's almost there. Yes, it's not far off. You can actually compare them, and it's bigger than the other one. They did say in the instructions it's about 120, I think, the scale.
Oh, okay, so close but no cigar.
But what I found especially nice about it is the part count for the kit. That kit with the extra, there's the other the landing pad in a little water diorama as well. That's
cool.
It's really nice.
That's the Lego one, yeah?
Yep, the Lego one. The Lego one comes with 1,969 pieces.
Yes.
Which is very nice because 1969 is obviously the year that it was launched.
Oh, I see what they did there. That's quite clever.
They've done that really well. They've obviously missed out a couple of bits. They thought, we won't need that bit just to keep the part count down a little bit. But yes, so I've been doing the real model and the Lego model, which is still a model kit. So,
Can you imagine that? Can you imagine that? Because it's like, if you says to me, here's a big pile of Lego bricks, build a thing with no instructions, I'd be like, I wouldn't know where to start.
Not a chance.
If you said to me, here's a big pile of bricks, build a thing, but you can only use 1,169, I'd be like, it's going to take me years.
Well, I'm assuming that they probably got around there for the designers and build it and everything, and then they trimmed it and tweaked it, and we'll use 2 of these bits instead of 1 of them bits, or 1 of them bits instead of 2 of them bits. But the instruction manual that it comes with is nice. It's obviously big. It's hundreds of pages, but again, the first chunk of it is about the Apollo program and timelines of the launch and the landings and interesting stuff.
Yeah. If any of I'm sure probably all of our viewers know all about Apollo, but if any of our younger viewers don't know about Apollo, go and look it up. I remember I was amazed when I learned that the entire computing power of the entire Saturn V rocket, with all the modules and everything built in, was just ridiculously. It's about the same as a pocket calculator.
Yeah,
and they went to the moon on the computing
power. Mobile phone in your pocket now is hundreds of times more powerful than the entire computing power used to put it there.
Yeah, I mean, your mobile phone is vastly superior to the entire Capcom, all the computers they had and everything, vastly.
And you use it to play Angry Birds.
Yeah, dude, you're showing your age. It's not Angry Birds. What's the thing now? Well, I don't know what it is now. It's not Candy Crush anymore, is it?
Probably not.
It's not Clash of Clans.
I don't know. There you go. Tell us, what's the new thing?
What's the new brain dead game on mobile? Mind you, if you watched the Bethesda thing last night, it's Skyrim Blades.
Probably Skyrim and play on a potato.
Skyrim Blades. If anybody watched the Bethesda conference last night, by the way, Fallout 76, I'm liking it now.
I'm not sure about it now.
I
don't know.
Bit of online going on, but I still quite like it.
I'm a little bit worried that you'll end up building a nice base, or Team Inept will get together and build a nice base, and then some will come along and nuke it.
Yeah, that's the bit that's not quite fully making me love it.
No.
Yes. Anyway, so what is that everything you've been up to? The big
that's pretty much what I've been doing this week. I've finished the tugs so far. I've got the last bit to do on them, but I'm not doing that quite yet.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's my week.
Cool.
What's your week? How's your week been?
My week has been not bad actually. I've been a bit poorly this week, so I haven't done a lot of work. Thankfully, I'm not poorly tonight.
Can I just check that you're not locked on me anymore?
I'm not locked on you.
Okay.
I'm not locked on you.
Just checking, because when you're talking about your stuff and people are just sitting here watching me watch you, it's probably not interesting.
I would be prone to do that. I think that would be my thing. Yeah, I've been a bit poorly sick this week. I think it was Monday or Sunday or Tuesday or one of the days this week, early in the week. I was awoken in the morning by the most crippling pain in my leg, which it seems was just cramp, but cramp beyond anything I've had before when it comes to cramp. So that kind of gave me a sore leg feeling. I was poorly sick for a few days. I've had a rough week this week. But I started on my next project after the skitter, which is the Master Grade Strike Rouge Uotori. Yes, Strike Gundam is my favourite mobile suit, and this is the pink version with the backpack's called Uotori, which is Japanese, roughly translates to big bird, and it's basically a backpack with like 1 million missiles on it and a plane and everything. So I'm building that for someone, and over the weekend I built up. I've been working on my Warhammer army. I don't know if not all the viewers might not know, but I'm building my own Warhammer army called the Unending Forces of the Holy Contrivance.
It's not the same. It's not the same when you don't do the effects on the voice.
Yeah, if I haven't got the echo and stuff. The Unending Forces of the Holy Contrivance. I can't do an echo. I can't actually do an echo. So I've got loads of troops built up. I built one Imperial Knight so far. I've got loads of like Imperial Guard. I've got some Tempestus Scions and stuff. But I've built my first ever Spec Marines. I've been building my Primaris Marines. They're going to be a squad of Primaris Space Marines. So they're all built up and ready to go into the storage box until I get around to painting them. So that was a pleasant weekend spent putting them together. And then tomorrow I'm going to crack back on with the strike. I think there is. eModels don't have this particular one in their stock, the Strike Rouge, which is just the Strike Gundam in pink. But I think they do have the Strike Gundam Master Grade, possibly the Ale Striker with the Ale pack back. If you want to build an awesome Gunpla, get any of the Strike Gundam kits, especially Master Grade. My favourite mobile suit is the Strike Gundam. I love it. And everybody's just won the sweepstake about 6 times because I said Gundam.
No, apparently they didn't. You said it at 16 minutes, Paul at Team Inept says. But Dad says it's a rollover this week because nobody had that time for it. So.
For those that don't know, there's an unofficial sweep that goes on to say at what point will I mention the word Gunpla. Now, I have to say, by the way, tonight, because 3 of you agreed that the cutting heart there, words, hang on, Jin. Because 3 of you agreed last week that my choice of the half a horse was good and funny.
I don't think anyone said good. I think they just said it wasn't bad.
In my mind, they said it was a brilliant choice. And they would buy it themselves. Anyway, I've been given permission to do the What's in Store again this week. So we'll just leave you on that thought until we get around to it.
Just as a 1-week trial.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see how the reports come in.
Yeah, how did I think Ted's sending me emails. Oh, yes, we've got some questions. I forgot to mention, by the way, we've got a shout out as well. We also want your shout outs. If you've got somebody with a birthday coming up or a marriage or some sort of celebration, they've just passed their exams or graduated or whatever, or they've got a new job or anything like that, coach party from Wigan, any kind of shout out, drop Ted an email, ted@emodels.co.uk, and we'll do a shout out live on the telly. Now, I do have one. If I get my phone on my holder so I'm not waving my credit cards everywhere. Probably I've done that before on camera. The things I show on camera by accident, it's ridiculous. we do have a shout out. And the shout out is, see, Ted does this off camera when he gets his phone out. He's like, I can't.
Because he's professional.
Shout out for Chris Smith, who says, it's a good shout out. Booked wedding today with my beautiful fiancée, Monica Gallus, the one that let me buy the D'Agostini R2D2 for the 28th of June. 2 weeks to go.
Oh,
congratulations.
Yep.
Well done. Only 2 weeks to go. Wow.
Yes, I can't make it that day though because I'm
working. Yeah, we'll be a bit tied up. I'll be a bit tied up. Sorry. You'll just have to post all the extra food and cake to me. Send it care of Ted at eModels. So, well, congratulations. His wedding day. Booked it for the 28th of June. Everybody, go around to Chris's wedding. There'll be a dance floor. You can slide on it.
Not mine. I'm already married. The other Chris.
Yeah, not that one.
Not this one. No.
Yeah. The question is, I assume there'll be a dance floor, which means all of us can just turn up and slide across it on our knees.
Yeah.
Like we're 6.
Cool.
Brilliant.
Right, I did have a couple of questions in.
Yes, what's chat been doing? I haven't even spotted it.
Paul at Seaman says, question, do you have the correct amount of microfigures on the lunar lander diorama? There's 2. So, yes, I think that is the correct number because there were 3 on the mission and one of them stayed in space, didn't he?
Yeah, one of them was in the
It did come with 4, so I'm not quite sure about that. Maybe they think you're going to lose them, but yep. And Spidiq8 says, reference material built for building a Saturn V rocket, Chris. Come on, it's not rocket science.
Hey, banned. Somebody had to do it.
Trout and Chard already said, get your coat.
Yes. I did a comic strip once many, many years ago in which the only line of dialogue was, no, it really is. And it was about rocket science. But I don't know why I mentioned that because without seeing it, it makes no sense. Moving on.
It really doesn't help.
Yes. What else has been happening in chat?
James Chapman says, sorry, guys, haven't set a date for mine yet.
No need to apologise.
I think that's wedding talk as well. I'm not sure.
Okay.
Yeah, 2 is the correct number, Paul says. So, yeah.
Oh, for dudes.
Yeah, Trout and Chard says, Aldrin and Armstrong on the moon, Collins in command module. Nobody can remember Collins. He definitely had the raw deal then, didn't he?
Well, we give him 10 points for remembering it was Collins.
He got the nice view, but you go that way and can't get out. That's just not on. Yeah.
It's like getting all the way to McDonald's and then having no money and having to call it back again.
Or even worse, having to take someone to McDonald's.
Yeah.
And then go in and then come back out and smelling a McDonald's.
And then when you realise
you take them home.
But then when the guys get back in, you realise you're actually at Burger King, so it's even worse. Burger King's better than McDonald's.
I think it's somebody's birthday. Somebody said, happy birthday, Lord Barkley. Cough, birthday, he says.
Whose birthday is it?
I don't know. Lord Barkley III says, cough, birthday. So I don't... Is that saying it's his birthday?
We'd like to say happy birthday to whoever's birthday it is. Probably Lord Barkley III to me.
Yep.
Do we have to sing?
However many years you've been around.
We have to sing it.
Do we? But we don't know it's his birthday yet. Can we make sure it is before we do?
You want to be cornered before you have to.
I wouldn't want to waste it.
Yeah, that's true. One shot a night. David Moore says Spec Morons, not very politically. No, I said Spec Morines. That's my joke for them. Spec Morines.
Ray from Malta says hello, Chris. Oh, hello, Ray.
Oh, hello.
I did say hello to you.
He did. He said hello, my friend Foxx.
Did he? Oh, okay. Must have been before a bit. I missed that. Right. Stefan Last says, ever tried doing the Swedish 4-color splinter camo, CA the 80s? Might do a what if build with Swedish markings, possibly Russian or US. 70s or 80s jet. I think it might be getting in over his head. Yeah, 4-color camo is going to be interesting fun.
Mm.
I mean, what sort of scale are you thinking about? If it's tiny, then you can get away with a lot.
Yeah, it was like 1/144 scale. There you go, done. The thing I'd say is if you're doing that kind of, I would say, just from my experience, if you are doing that kind of complex camo pattern where you've got like 3 or 4 colors, just to make your life easier, you might want to think about using maybe Tamiya paints. If you're normally going to use like regular acrylics like Vallejo or Amma or anything like that, just purely because Tamiya paints are super durable when it comes to masking off. If you use a good quality tape like the Tamiya masking tape and you put it on the back of your hand and rub it and then it takes some of the tack off, that'll reduce the risk of pulling in paint off. But I've done multicolour camo things before where I've gone really carefully and I've been like, oh, it's pulled the paint off. So I would say use Tamiya paints because they're the most durable. I've never pulled Tamiya paint off a model kit as long as you prime it first. I've never pulled Tamiya paint off.
There's always a first time.
Hmm?
There's always a first time.
Yeah. I have pulled other paints off just because some of the acrylic paints aren't quite as durable because they're proper water-based. So you don't have to. It's just a thought. Just a thought.
Mm-hmm.
If it's the first time you've done one, just to make it as pleasant experience. But it can be fun though, masking stuff off. It's tedious, but the end result is worth it.
Yep. Right, Lord Barkley III says he's 51 young, so apparently it is his birthday.
So we have to sing it then, don't we?
It's his birthday, 11th of the 6th, 1967. He was the product of a 1966 World Cup.
Well, we're going to have to sing it now, aren't we?
Okay, as long as Ted joins in.
Okay, Ted, you ready? Right, ready? 3, 2, 1. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Happy
Birthday, Lord Barkley
III.
Happy birthday to you. Wah, wah, wah.
There you go.
Yeah.
We're also available for other events and bar mitzvahs and weddings.
But Chris does not do the balloon dog thing.
Yes, I do. Yeah, you're lower intestine.
Skippy says, Fox, stop talking such rubbish. I've never heard so much drivel come out of one person's mouth. I'm only explaining what my experience with masking camouflage was.
Yep.
You may have had different experiences. I can only give advice based on what I've done. So there you go. Yes, it's the masking I'm worrying about, says Stefan Last.
Yeah, and Skipper Ted says happy birthday.
Yes.
We're waiting on to put the rest of the song in.
Yes. So Ted was just miming, I think. I don't think he was doing the real lyrics. Don't worry about masking too much. Masking is fun. It is actually good fun. It's a bit tedious, but it is good fun. Just practice. If you're ever not sure, just practice on some spare bits of kit or spare plastic and stuff, just to get the hang of it. Just
the style lifter build that I did for eModels, I did in 3-color masking, and yeah, basically I masked off everything but one, painted that, and then masked over that where I wanted the other bit to go, and painted over that. Start with the lighter colors and work your way darker.
Yeah.
Or you can obviously peel off more, but I didn't want to peel off all the time, so I thought I'd cover over and worked it out first what I was going to cover that, and then cover over what you want to keep, and just paint the last bit.
I mean, it depends on the actual camo scheme itself as well. Sometimes, different sort of layouts of the camo scheme can present or can suggest different ways of doing it. Like you say, doing it and just adding the masking each time, or put the masking on, take it off, take the next piece off, put it on that way. It depends on the thing, but just have a practice on something spare. It's good fun. Good fun.
If you're going to do like the digital masking, then that's really good fun, apparently. I haven't tried it,
yeah.
It sounds like it's going to be really good fun.
Yeah, I don't think I've got the patience to do camo without actual pre-existing vinyl masks. I'm like, I'll never forget once I did make a model of the USS Reliant. It was a terrible model. It was the big old AMT one. And I was only like 14. So I thought, what I'll do is, this was the days before the internet, so there was nowhere to go online and buy the Aztec masking paneling thing. So I got millions of small bits of masking tape and started cutting them and trimming them into little tiny shapes to make... Yeah, I gave up halfway through.
Yeah, David Butcher That Model says, watch Tony's speeder bike bloke for the masking camo.
Yes.
So, yeah, I'd forgotten about that one.
Yep.
Yep. And James Chapman says, Fox, Ted and Chris were invited to his wedding. The one that he hasn't got a date for. So, yeah.
Yay, pigs in blankets. Woohoo! Talking of trips.
Trips, indeed.
Yes. At the moment, it seems to be me, and it's just me and you at the moment.
Me and you, and Mike Dad apparently is going to be there as well.
Yep, Mike Martin.
And possibly Paul, if he can get the time off work.
Maybe Ted, but we don't know.
Maybe Ted, depending on... Well, he might not know about it yet until he reads it.
Well, yeah. Well, Ted, hello, Ted. Let's find out. Chris and I, and possibly Mike Mountain in chat, who everybody calls Dad, and Paul, our friend Paul, we're going to pop down to eModels on the 29th. By the way, Pete and James, mate, we're going to pop down to eModels on the 29th.
I'm going to pop up to eModels, but yeah.
Yeah, you're going to pop up, I'm going to pop down. I've got to go and drop off the Imperial Skitter diorama. Chris has got to drop off his sky train thing.
Liftery thing, yes.
Yep, and your motorbikings.
And the motorbike as well. I'm gifting the motorbike back to eModels because I won it as a prize. It wasn't a build for them. It was a build for me. I won. But it doesn't fit in with all my 144 stuff. And it's quite a nice kit. So eModels can have it, then other people can see it.
It is a bit of a different scale, isn't it?
It's not quite 1/6 scale and 1/144th scale is not very compatible. No.
Yeah, you might get the guy on the seat, but I don't think you can reach the.
You won't reach the pedals, no.
So yeah, we're going to pop down on the 29th at some point throughout the course of the day on the 29th to drop
Ted
those
says
things
he'll try and work out to be there too.
Yay! So it might be all three of us.
The gang might be together.
Yep. So if you are around the Stoke area where eModels lives, and not Sheffield, like I said last time, I don't know why, not Sheffield. You can go to Sheffield if you want, but you won't meet us there. If you'd like to come along, please do and say hello. We'll be hanging out and drinking coffee, and I'm sure James Mate will get me and Ted stacking shelves, probably. Yep. He will. So if you'd like to come along, 29, we don't know what time. I'll just get there at some point in the morning, probably.
I've got a 2.5 hour drive to get there, so I'm not going to be leaving early. So I'm thinking sort of early afternoon. Yeah, is when I intend to get there, and obviously be there for a couple of hours. So
yeah, we'll hang around. Probably hang around most of the day or something. I might see if I can, if it's worth me picking up my next eModels build while I'm there. Maybe it'll be a while before I get to it, but I might as well pick something up while I'm there.
Yes, and speaking of next eModels build,
oh yes.
Ted has received several emails of suggestions for my next eModels build, as I asked you for last week. I've had a look through them, and one of them is a boat that I've actually already got in my stash, but nobody is to know that, obviously. There's a plane that looks quite interesting and something else, but you've still got a couple of weeks, so keep the suggestions coming in to ted@emodels.co.uk. What I say, we'll be going up there on the 29th, so the show just before that, on the 20, whenever it is, second, third-ish, will be the last chance for, assuming something comes in by then that I like, I'll decide what I'm going to do then, and then make sure eModels have got it in stock, and I'll pick it up when we go up there on the 29th. Cool. So you've got a couple more weeks to keep the suggestions coming in.
Yep.
Yeah, to say 144 scale is the only criteria, really.
Yep. So pick a model for Chris. He's done a space shuttle.
Yep. Yeah, I've got quite a lot in my personal stash. Probably got 20 or 30 kits ready to go that obviously I don't want to build again and too many of. So keep the suggestions coming. Suggest multiple kits, no problem at all. Yep. Hopefully I'll pick one. If I do pick one, we'll send you an eModel sticker and stuff. So yeah, keep it coming in and save me having to think about it too much.
Yeah, it's the entire motivation here is just so I'd have to think about it. So yeah, get your ideas to ted@emodels.co.uk. It's obviously got to be something in the eModel store. It does include HG scale Gunpla and real grade scale Gunpla. Just saying you've not excluded them.
I didn't exclude them, no. I have built one of them red ashtray things.
Oh yes, not my favourite mobile suit.
And the other one that everyone's got that Paul gave me, the RG 21X thing or whatever it is.
RX-78-2.
That's probably it. Yeah,
the most famous Gundam, even.
Yeah, that one.
That one.
So I got one of them. So not one of them, or not the ashtray. But yeah, if it must be a Gundam, then or Transformers or other things, yeah.
Oh, don't say that word. Don't
sell Jar Jar Binks models.
No. So yes, get your ideas to ted@emodels.co.uk. It's got to be something in the eModel store and in 1/144 scale. And if you pick one that's been suggested, you'll win a sticker. There you go. What have we got going on in chattings then at the moment? A zombified half horse, says Gerwin Moores.
Is that a suggestion? I don't do that in 1/44 scale. It'd only be that big. So that would be somewhat tricky.
Can you paint puss in 1/44 scale?
Yeah. Tony Blackwell says build a Concorde. Yeah, when I did the Star Lifter, I was looking at the Concorde. They're quite interesting. So that's a possibility. Email it to Ted because I'll forget if it's just in chat.
Yeah, the chat disappears when we never watch these videos back. So if you put something in chat, it'll be forgotten. So
yeah.
Butch that model says, "Blimey, Dad, busy eModels 29th and Tankfest on the 30th." And Mike Mountain says, "Yeah, Dave." Mike's going to Tankfest as well. So if you're going to Tankfest as well, say hello to Mike there as well.
Yep.
Remember, we're the 29th.
Come along to eModels on the 29th. He might give you a lift.
He might. His dad will help anybody out. So
put in the petrol fund. Yeah, you'll be all right.
What else have we got going on? Remember, don't forget, by the way, we depend on your questions and stuff in chat. So please feel free to ask us lots of questions about anything. Just make sure to put them in capital letters. I think I've got some questions from Tedward.
Oh, they're not ones for stickers and stuff, are they?
No. Let me have a look.
If you've got any questions that we can ask people for the stickers and the mug giveaway that we always do, email them to Ted as well. Assuming he's still awake and not passed out due to the pain.
He might well be on, like, all kinds of pain drugs. You never know.
Yep.
We might be in Technicolor for all you know. He has a question from Sean Johnson, who asks, "Hi, Ted, Foxx, and far away Chris."
Not that far away. I can move closer, but then people get scared. So I try not to do that.
Hi, Ted, Foxx, and far away Chris. Added letters in your name that aren't there. Have any of you ever bought a kit and looked at it and thought, I won't paint it, but just build it as it was out of the box?
Yep. The red ashtray thing we were talking about. I've got it here. Think about. I can reach it.
He's going to show Gumplet on telly. Look at this.
I'll build that. That's just built, not painted. Just as is. I do need to paint it. I need to paint the sword a little bit. The sword.
Sword.
It's all silver and it needs something on the handle. So at some point I will get back around to that and do that. But the kit itself doesn't need painting.
Yep.
Fine. It's I don't know what one it is. The basic one. HG, MG.
HG, yes.
HG. It's not got an inner frame. It's just armor snapped together. So there are seam lines. I did do a bit of panel lining on one leg just to see how it looked, and it came out a little bit better than the other one. So yeah, I've done kits and not painted.
Strangely enough, I haven't. Not since being a little kid. I've built Gumpler that I haven't. See, if I was going to build something and not paint it, it would be a Gumpler because they're kind of, you don't have to paint those. But I've built a couple of Gumpler and not fully painted them, but I've painted details and I've done a bit of weathering. But not since I was a kid, I've actually built a model and not painted it. Because that was when I was a little kid. I put it all together really badly and then I played with it because I was like 6 or 7. I'd be like, wait, it's a truck, wait. So, no, actually. Sometimes I wish I could because then I wouldn't have to do all the painting. Sometimes I'm like, I don't want to paint now. But no, not since I was a kid, no.
No. Lord Barkley says, what about the Sideshow C3PO premium format figure, Chris? I haven't got that one. I've got the Bandai 3PO, which again, I didn't paint because it's all gold plated already. And Bandai are very good at undergating and making the nubs where they don't need to be seen. They're very nice. So, yep. Trout and Charles says, Chris, why don't you build the D'Agostini Falcon? I think someone on here has started but didn't finish. I've built the D'Agostini Falcon. I finished it. It's over there. I can't pick it up because it's like, that big. But yeah.
What, it's 144 scale?
No, it's not. It's like 1/43 scale, I think that someone worked it out at.
I was making a joke at your side.
Yeah,
again,
it wasn't working. I've got a 144 one. That's over there as well. But yeah. So I did finish that. I don't know who he means that didn't finish it.
No, I don't know.
You wouldn't buy a kit and not. No, you wouldn't start.
No, I would never
6
buy
episodes.
I would never buy.
Interested in filming and starting things and give up.
No. I'd never spend 900 quid on a kit and then just build the cockpit and put the rest in the wardrobe. That would never happen. Ted says he's still here and he's taking emails.
Yeah, and Sergeant Bone says, "Give me my emails back, Ted. Stop taking them."
Right, that's that one asked. Do we have another one? We have a quiz question for later on. We have another question. This one is from Dave Weiser on Gumbarker, or Butcher That Model. And that's not even the right email. I just remembered the email. Hang on.
Paul at Team Inept says, Bandai Stormtroopers, they're too shiny for him to want to paint. So, again, Bandai seems to be the overriding. If you can do a kit without painting it, it's probably going to be a Bandai kit.
Yeah, pretty much. Or maybe Zoids kits don't need to be painted. You don't need to be. They're kind of designed that a hardcore model maker, like same with Gunpla and other Bandai kits. If you're a hardcore builder and you want to paint them, you can do, and they'll look fantastic. But if you're a young builder and you just want to snap them together, that's why they're great for if you've got a son or daughter who is getting into model building and they're like really young, and you want to get them into that, and you don't just want to get them building Lego like everybody else. Get some Bandai stuff because it's great fun. You don't have to paint it.
Yep.
We have a question from Dave Wiseman Gumbarker. I can never say his name right. Butcher That Model, even. He says, Ted, I have just had a spray booth delivered. How often would I need to clean out the filter? How would I clean it? And how often would I need to replace it, the filter?
I've got a hint for that.
I suspect he's probably got exactly the same spray booth as me.
It is. I've seen pictures of it. Yeah, it's exactly the same spray booth that everybody has.
Yeah.
Kitchen roll. Put a couple of bits of kitchen roll across the back. They get the most of the stuff, and you can replace that when it gets dirty. And then the filters are good to go for a lot longer than they would normally have to be.
I've got, again, exactly the same spray booth that I'm pointing at it, but you can't see it, because 99% of modelers have the same spray booth, and it's got the little blue filters. Probably, I don't tend to clean the filter. I mean, to clean it out, all you can do is go outside and batter the living carp out of it and get all the stuff to come out. But I'll probably just say, I mean, mine, I tend to replace it maybe either when it gets really, really sort of, because you can see when it gets covered in paint. What I like to do is get a little bit of tissue paper and just hold it in front of it. And if the tissue paper sucks in towards the filter, it's fine. If the tissue paper just hangs there when the fan's on, I know there's no air getting, it's not sucking anything through because the filter's blocked. So that's one way I'll know I need to change the filter out. But other than that, I'll typically usually once every 6 months, maybe. It depends how often you use it. It can last you, 6 months to a year, depending on how often you use it. So
yeah, and how much paint you're spraying not onto your kit.
Yeah. I mean, basically, once it changes color completely, if you touch it and big clouds of stuff come out, you can take them outside and beat them with the stick, and it'll get rid of a lot of the stuff. But ideally, you just want to change the filter completely. And I'd say once every 6 months is probably a good average.
Pete Rogers says, plastic sprues, do they go in the recyclable bin or the rubbish bin?
Depends where you are, because where I am, it just goes in the normal household waste. I think we've never got told off for doing it.
We've got the transparent recycling bags that we use for the recycling stuff, and it's got a big list of stuff that you can and can't put in it, and it doesn't say sprues on them anywhere.
No, which is
oversight, but
do they not understand?
I don't know. It's
no, because I mean we've got like the household rubbish bin, we've got 4 wheelie bins, the household waste, cardboard and paper. We've got glasses and plastic bottles, but it has to be plastic bottles, not other plastic. I think you can put some food containers in there. And then we've got garden waste. So we've always just put it in the household waste. We don't have a separate sort of plastic recycling at the moment.
You save some of it because you might need to make some sprue goo.
Yes.
Do save keep a stack of them yourself anyway. But
yeah, do save some. As long as it's polystyrene, do save some to make yourself some sprue goo. It's the best filler there is. Trust me on that.
Yeah, yeah. Someone's just saying I keep old sprues, Lord Barkley does. Tony Blackwell says, if in doubt, recycle.
Yep.
Sergeant Bone says, in Germany, sprue goes in the special yellow plastics and recycling bin.
Yeah, some countries and some parts of the UK do have plastic recycling. I think given the fact of the big push for recycling plastic now with straws and things like that, we might eventually get like a plastic recycling bin, which is 5 wheelie bins I've got to try and get past the car every week. Anyway, don't talk to us about wheelie bins, because our bin men didn't empty the green bins this week. They've just left them around the whole area. They've not bothered emptying them. It's like, oh.
Do they do them every week or every 2 weeks? Or
I think it's every week. It's the green bin every week, I think. And then it's like green and blue 1 week, and then green and grey the next, and green and
right.
But green is household waste, like food waste and garden waste, and all the bins have been out since Friday when our collection day is. And they're all sat there, and it's really hot, and they've not emptied them, and it's like, come on, local council, you finger out. Pay. And I wouldn't mind, but we pay council tax for the bin collections, and then we pay extra for them to collect the green bin. I never quite understood that. Why is that not included? I don't know. Anyway,
same van comes and just dump them all in the back.
Yeah, it's like, so you collect all our bins, and you want to pay us more to collect the same rubbish? I don't.
Yeah.
Get off my lawn, kids today, with your rock and your roll and your hippity hop. I don't know.
Nobody seemed to answer earlier about the new mobile in hip game. So I think everyone in the chat's just old people like us. I don't know.
Yeah, probably still Hearthfire or Hearthstone or whatever it is. It might even still be just Clash of Clans. I don't know. Let's have a look. Michael Jackman says he'll be going to Great Yarmouth on Sunday to see the air show. It's free, and I'll be listening to the scanner on Saturday because the aircraft are basing themselves at Norwich Airport just up the road.
Make sure you don't try and talk to them because they get confused when you do that.
Yeah, don't point laser pointers at them because you get very arrested.
Yeah. You probably can't buy there anymore.
James Chapman and Chris Smith both say keep the sprues for your sprue glue and sprue glue pot. Just in case anybody doesn't know what sprue glue is, if you want to make a good cheap filler for when you're making plastic models, if you happen to have a spare pot of Tamiya extra thin, and you happen to have a load of leftover bits of plastic sprue, or just bits of plastic or plastic card, as long as it's polystyrene, All you do is you get your pot of Tamiya extra thin, you dump a whole mess of the plastic in little bits, you dump a whole mess of it into the Tamiya extra thin, and after a couple of hours, you'll have a lovely pot of white gloop, which is colloquially known as sprue goo. And all it is basically polystyrene in a solvent suspension in the glue. And what you do is, if you've got like very, very fine seam lines that you need to fill, little dimples or bits where you gouge with the knife, and you don't want to go whole hog with a filler and all that nonsense, you can just dot some sprue. If you make it thick enough so that when you pull the brush up, it doesn't drip off, it just sits there. You can dot it on, you can fill little gaps with it, give it 24 hours. When it dries, the solvents in the glue will flash off and go away. So all the glue will evaporate away. And the gap will be filled with just polystyrene from the plastic. So if you've got a polystyrene kit, like a plastic kit, you're filling the gaps with plastic, which means, unlike many fillers, you can sand it quite nicely. It'll sand beautifully. You can also scribe it, and it won't go all crumbly when you try and scribe a panel line through it, because you're scribing through more plastic. And if you've got a big kit, a big expensive kit, like when I was doing my big limited edition Space 1999 Eagle, what I did was I made some sprue goo out of the sprue from the kit, so that when I was filling the gaps, I was actually filling the gaps in the kit with the plastic from the kit. So I was filling it with itself, which meant that when I did sand it down and scribe it and everything else, it was perfect. There were just no problems at all. I mean, putties and fillers are fine, but some of them do shrink. Some of them, do expand. Some of them are crumbly when you try and scribe them. If it's not a massive gap and it's just a little faint thing, just make some sprue goo. It'll last you for years. It's dead easy. Just spare plastic, and it's perfectly scribable. It's a bit cheaper as well.
Vincent at Mr. Loth's model mating says, or get a bottle of orange top Tamiya if you're lazy. Works as well. I assume that's sort of like a Tamiya's.
Yeah,
it's extra thick.
It's I think it's a bit thicker than the extra thin, but it's got an orange top and it smells a bit nicer.
I don't know. So they do the normal white one. They do an extra thin. They do a very fast drying extra thin that's a sort of luminous green.
Yeah, I haven't got the orange one, but I've got the I've got 4. I have the regular extra thin, which is just
the normal
best blues there is. I have the extra thin quick setting, which is the sort of lime green lid, which is the exact same as extra thin, but it sets really fast. So if you want to put 2 pieces together and touch them with the glue, they're set already. Not quite that fast, but I've got the regular fat cement, and I've also got, I've had it for a few years, the ABS cement, which is actually really hard to get hold of outside Japan.
All right, blue one.
And I got that for some model that I remember building a cockpit, and then after that it's all blank. But that's if you've got ABS plastic, like, for example, Gunpla frames or certain large, well-known franchise sci-fi vehicles, perhaps that were studio scale, maybe.
Don't know what you're talking about.
Over the course of 2 years, in part, maybe. I don't. It's all blank. It's all blank.
Ian Bottomley says he tried to make sprue goo. The lid ended up glued to the bottle. We never got it open. I don't think you did it right.
Yeah, you want to get it on the inside of the bottle. What I tend to do is I've got a load of plastic cards, so I just cut the plastic card into little tiny slivers, dump a few in, get yourself a little proddy stick so you can prod them down from around the sort of the what do you call it, the neck. Don't let them, just prod them down into the glue. Put a load in there, let it sit for an hour, come back and just see how thick it is. If you need more, dump more. You need quite a lot. You'd be quite surprised how much you need.
Yeah.
But just cut them into little tiny bits. So you're just dumping them in the glue, not having them sticking up all over the place.
Vincent says, Chris, the orange top is even goopier than the white normal cement. I hope they call it extra thick. That would please me.
To me, extra stupid. Super dense.
People talking about air shows still.
Mm-hmm. Why are we talking about air shows anyway?
I know someone was going to an air show, weren't they?
I've never been to an air show.
I've seen one from someone's garden that lived quite close to one.
Yeah, we get planes going over because we're near Manchester Airport, so we get planes going over and stuff.
Yeah, the air shows are a bit different to normal planes.
Yeah, we get them. I mean, we've talked about when we have like Lancasters and Spits, when we used to have Lancasters and Spits flying over because they were going to Barton Air Show or one of the other local air shows.
Ted's talking about air shows as well now.
Yeah, they're all getting him carried away on that now. Morning from a cold and wet day in New Zealand, says Robert Aitken. G'day, bro.
Oh, he said he's from New Zealand.
Yeah, g'day, brew. I said brew at the end. Don't complain about it. I was doing Australian accent, wasn't it? I can't do a New Zealand accent. Oh, no, brew. Not a day for wearing the gendals then, huh?
Oh, there you go. Ted
Yeah,
asked when's the Southport Air Show, and Mike comes back with the 6th to the 8th of July.
Yeah, there you go. Robert Aiken says it's so go the hands don't allow any modelling at the moment. I think it means cold. How can it be cold in New Zealand? It's like a tropical paradise.
It's the land of heat.
Yeah, mind you, it's the middle of winter, so it's only what he's actually saying is it's actually probably only about 15 degrees centigrade.
Yeah, middle of winter is like our summer. Yeah,
yeah, which is probably Arctic to the Kiwis, like 15, 20 degrees. Jeez, oh. I don't know.
Right.
Tony Blackwell says the last one he saw was Gary Newman flying his replica Mitsubishi Zero, like you do.
Oh, Vincent says no. The orange top has no specific label on it. Just says Tamiya cement. It's got a nicer smell. It's nice and goopy and slow drying.
Yeah,
top stuff if you're building bigger stuff and need to apply glue.
Yeah. I think if I remember rightly, it's like an equivalent to the normal thick cement, but it's designed to be less solventy smell, so it's not quite as bad for kids.
Do you think just by putting an orange lid of it, they make you think it's orangey, and then you sort of smell oranges when you open it, even though they haven't actually made it smell of oranges?
Could be. Well, it seems to defeat itself if they make it smell nice. It probably is a different solvent, I would guess, possibly. Question from James Chapman. He says, any kit ideas for my little brother who's only 11 as he got his foot twisted and trapped in the rear of my bike frame and wheel earlier? Oh,
did you run him over?
He says, I kind of owe him something now.
You ran him over? You ran over your brother?
I don't know. Does he mean bike as in pedal bike or bike as in big hairy motorbike? I don't know which is worse. But he says, I kind of owe him something now. Yes, you do. Bad man. What's he into, I suppose?
Anything. Gundams are easy. They snap together. Does he do models? Is he?
Yeah. Any Gundam? Gundam's always good. You knew I was going to say Gundam because
I knew you were going to say Gundam. That's why I started.
If you want like a bit of a gluey kit, have a look on eModels for some of the toon tanks or the egg planes and egg ships, because they're actually can be done as snap together, but they're really good fun because they're tanks and planes and ships. Yeah, and they're super chibi and deformed. And they're
Christmas really toon tanks.
Yeah, toon tanks. They're great fun because if he wants to, he can paint them and do them all.
Tony Blackwell says at 11 he should be able to tackle most things.
Yep. Yeah, pretty much.
Skipper Ted says FX quick kits.
Yeah, cool. Jimmy Bone says toon tanks or boats. James Chapman says I was giving him a backy on my mountain bike from school. I haven't heard someone say that since like 1981. I was giving him a backy. We used to call it a backy or a seater.
It's probably against health and safety now, isn't it?
Yeah. But what I want to know, what disappoints me is it didn't finish with I was giving him a backy on my chopper, on my rally chopper, on my BMX. That would have really taken me back. What did you call like giving someone a seater when you were on bikes?
I didn't have any friends.
Did you not?
No, I just went on bike on my own.
Do I need to go and get my tiny violin? I do actually have a tiny violin.
Yeah, but you can't play it now because it'll get all tied up in the hairs.
I'll be like, ah!
In fact, we have Shadowland scale model says, Fox, is your brawn beard trimmer set on level 72?
Is my what?
Brawn beard trimmer.
Set on
level 72.
It's got like level 1, 2, 3, 4 Viking. Well, I'm trying to. My eventual plan is that I can grow it so it's long like that, but not sticky out. But I'm having taken a while to get to the long. I want to look like some kind of, like, you know, kind of
homeless man,
beefy bloke that rides motorbikes and makes models and stuff, but without being the beefy and riding motorbikes. So I want the kind of slightly longer beard, but I need to get rid of all this stuff around here. But I haven't figured that out yet. I'm letting it do its thing for a while to see what happens. I think it'll just become like an afro, upside down afro. I'll be a mirror image of Bob Ross. I'll just have the afro on that end instead, I think. Besides, the squirrels have got to go somewhere.
James Chapman said, luckily he didn't have to go to hospital, but it was not a pleasant sight to see.
No. And you do owe him big time. So
yeah, you definitely owe him. So yeah, he still haven't told us if is he a modeler or does he not want a model and you want to buy it for him, but you're going to have to make it for him? Or
yeah, is it a case of like, I bought you this to make up for it. I don't like models. Okay, I'll build it.
Yeah.
I would say, I think for that, I think basically, I think it's more than just one kit. I think you have to buy him a whole mess of stuff.
You might have to have your bike.
Because you're in the doghouse big time now. So
you might have to give him your bike.
Yeah. Although if he's too much of a little brother, he won't be able to reach the pedals. Because it's a mountain bike, so it's probably quite big. Yes, I think you own big time. I think you own more than one kit.
Yeah, Pete Rogers and Dave Butcher that model says I think Foxx is after replacing ZZ Top.
Yeah, I reckon. I don't know. Seems to be in the tabletop gaming community. If you get a long beard, you get more credibility, and you obviously play better. So as I'm building an Imperial army with knights and stuff, I kind of want to be able to play better.
Yeah. Mike Mountain says Krispy Kreme donut day on the 29th. Woohoo! Woohoo!
Yeah. Krispy Kreme. Oh yeah. When Mike Mounting or Dad always goes to
be more than a dozen as well, because there's already going to be like at least 3 of us there.
Yeah. Well, every time Dad goes to eModels, he takes loads of Krispy Kreme donuts. And like a fool, he gives them all to the staff. When I take them with me, and they just eat them all
and bring them home. Yeah.
Yeah. I'd be like, oh, bro, these donuts. You can't have any. They're mine.
Zadster says Beard doesn't have a beard. He is the only member of ZZ Top that doesn't have a beard. Is called Beard.
I have no knowledge of such things.
I think there's 3 of them in it. 2 of them have got big beards, and one of them hasn't. And the one that hasn't is actually called Beard.
Okay, that's like somebody ginormous being called Tiny, I suppose, isn't it?
Yeah.
Let's see if we've got any more questions coming in. We've got some more build suggestions for your build. We've done that. Okay. Have we done that shout out? Oh, Chris Smith. Sorry, an addition. Remember Chris Smith, who was getting married in a couple of weeks? He says, sorry, an addition. Can you tell her I love her loads?
He already knew that.
He's obviously in trouble for something, and he's just, what have you done? What did you do that Flowers didn't get you forgiven? So what was it? His fiance is called Monica Gallus. So Monica Gallus, Chris Smith loves you loads. Just what you want to hear from a middle-aged bloke with a beard on a model making video.
Skipper Ted says, what date was the eModels trip? We only just talked about it. The 29th of this month.
Yes. Are the meds kicking in, Ted? Is that what it is?
Osric 9000 says 29th of June or July. It's a Friday. Does that help?
Yes. Always helps. That's it for so far. Remember, if you want to ask...
Ted says, okay, I'm working. I'll see what I can arrange. Take a boat. That'd be good.
Yeah. Although you might only get as far as the end of the lake, so that might not work.
Yeah. Put it on a trailer or something.
Yeah. Don't forget, of course, if you're not able to join us, and if you're watching this and you're not in the live chat and wondering how you get in the live chat, you might not know. You might not have seen the beginning. Hit the little YouTube icon on the bottom left or right hand side. I don't know where it is.
It's that side. I think
Chris is the right way around, so follow what he's saying, because I point there and it's the other side, probably.
It's the side where your eModels logo is.
That side, isn't it? I see things the other way around. So click on the little YouTube icon that's down here somewhere, and that will take to the YouTube page where you can join in the live chat, because we'll be doing sticker giveaways and stuff. But if you do want to ask a question, you can't get into the chat, just drop Ted an email, ted@emodels.co.uk with your question, and we'll give us something to talk about for 10 minutes, so we don't feel panicky.
You didn't say it right. It's ted@emodels.co.uk.
Ted at eModels. eModels.co.uk. I love the way
there's only one eModels in it.
Osric says 29th June or July.
Yeah, June. We did that.
Oh, did we do that one already? Okay.
Yep.
Oh, yes, because then he says he'll...
Robert Aitken says, where's Ted? Ted's at home.
From what we've heard from him, we think he's currently suspended from his ceiling upside down because he's hurt his back. Yep. And he didn't want to lie on the floor, so he was going to dangle from the ceiling. I don't quite know how. He's still trying to sort his broadband out. He's still in the middle of moving house, and he's actually hurt his back. That's why he's in chat tonight and not in the live stream.
And even when he's got his broadband sorted out, he still needs somewhere to do the filming from. So he's got to sort out a space, because I don't know that you necessarily want to see him broadcasting from his toilet or another small room that's not prepared. So
the difficulty is in Ted's new house. In his old house, of course, he had the Ted shed. He had the Ted man cave, which was a kitted out shed dedicated to the art of model making and occasionally doing some laundry, because there was a washing machine in there as well. In the new place, he's not got a shed. There's no outdoor. There's no thing. So he's not sure which room in the house he's going to commandeer yet. There's a lot of, kind of asking that needs to happen first. Let's just be honest.
And then being told, no, you can't have that one. Have a smaller one.
Yeah. So he's probably got all these great plans, but it'll probably end up being in the airing cupboard. Oh, Ted here. Ted, eModels.co.uk. Let's build this really big new bit. Oh
dear, yeah. Shadowland Scale Model says, question, what was the 144 scale winner? There is no winner yet, because it's not finished yet, because we've got another couple of weeks yet till I need it before I go to pick it up from eModels at the end of the month. So two more shows, I think, after tonight, before we actually go there.
Yep.
So you've still got time to mail suggestions. Multiple suggestions are perfectly acceptable. The more I've got to choose from, the more work I have to do. So just send in one.
Yeah. Michael Jackman says, "Oh, knock at the door. Shall we all take guesses on what kind of topping on his pizza?"
Yeah, it's not cheese, is it, or something? Not tomato.
Was he all weird and said he didn't like tomato or cheese?
Something like not tomato. Yeah. I must admit, I ordered pizza yesterday, so I had some pizza tonight because there was too much yesterday for me to eat all at once. So I saved some and had some a little bit earlier on.
We had Chinese yesterday, and our favourite little takeaway place. It seems to have just vanished off the face of the earth. So we've found somewhere else now. Because I love nothing more than dialing a number on a phone, and within half an hour, a little man turns up with food. It's brilliant. It's like magic.
Yep.
You just dial a number, and this man turns up. And we've got this new place now, and I've not quite got used to it because I had my favourite dishes from our existing takeaway. And the new place, I said, well, the nearest I can get to what I used to like, because my place I used to do this like Japanese beef noodle soup, which was big fat udon noodles with beef in it, everything, just like a proper cup size. It's brilliant. And then I'd have a main course. This new place did not have that, so I thought, well, tell you what, I'll go for the wonton soup. Turns up in a thing that big. But I've also got a main course, and I'm like...
Did you accidentally order the wonton soup?
Yeah. And I also ordered some sumai to go in with the wonton soup, so I'm like, I finished the soup, and I'm like, I can't eat the main course now, so I finished that today.
Tony Blackwell was suggesting the Tupolev 2U144 Konkordsky. Someone did mention that earlier, but by all means put it in chat, but send it to Ted at eModels.co.uk as well, because I won't remember it tomorrow if it's just in the chat. So send it all to Ted, and he'll send it on to me as he's done from last week, and I'll have a pile to choose from.
Yeah. Jamie Bone says ham, pineapple, bacon, and sweet corn. Sounds good. What is your people in chat? What is your favourite pizza topping?
Meat with added meat.
Meat with meat.
Yep.
Mine, I love, but most people don't do it anymore. I used to like a good tuna pizza, tuna, sweet corn, but I'd have extra ground beef put on it, like ground up beef. So it'd be tuna beef, sweet corn, anchovies, with a stuffed crust of either mozzarella or when these do the sausage. That was nice.
That sounds really nice if you take off the tuna and the sweet corn and the anchovies and put on more meat.
Heresy. See, I don't like things like pepperoni and those kind of like I don't like them.
Yeah,
but I love
pepperoni.
the ground meat. I love tuna. I love anchovies. So
Tony said he's looked at no, thank you.
Jeff Longman says, I hear if you dial a different number, a little man turns up and grooms your beard. You'd have to have a bit of a rake.
Paul at Team Inept says meat, chilies, and pineapple. No, not pineapple. You don't need pineapple on a pizza.
Oh, yeah, pineapple's nice. Pineapple's good.
Dad says mighty meaty. Yep, that do.
I could do that. I mean, I don't really like the sliced meats like pepperoni and stuff, but I'll have them if they're there.
Barbecue meat feast. That sounds good, yeah.
Michael Jackman says, cheese, mushroom, onion, bacon, and pineapple. There we go. Now we know.
Yeah, Dan Ducks Bovington, lots of meat and pineapple. Yeah, but you could not have pineapple and you could have more meat.
Or you could have pineapple and more meat. See, when I used to like phone up for a pizza, I get whatever the pizza was, and then I just go through the toppings. I'd be like, can I have one of them, some of that, some of this? I just have everything. Like you pick the pizza up and it just goes, and all the toppings fall out because there's so much. I love it.
James Chapman says tuna is a type of meat. Lol. No, it's not. It's fish.
Yes, it is. Fish is a meat.
Chicken's not really a meat.
Chicken is not really a meat.
No, it's sort of a subdivision of meat. If you can't have real meat, then chicken will do.
Is it like a plant?
Yeah.
Is it like a herb?
Animal. It's an animal, but it's not really meat, is it?
So if chicken is more like a plant, does that make tuna like a herb?
Yeah.
It's a garnish. Let's have a look. Get rid of the pizza base and roast a pig and cow with chicken. Now I've got cow and chicken music in my head again. Same from last week. Mama had a chicken. Da, 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 da. Cow and chicken. I used to love cow and chicken.
Paul says, Chris, you just don't eat anything that's not meat or bread. Yeah, that's fair.
Sergeant Bone says, pizza frutti di mare. It's funny. Frutti di mare. Get it right. Which is fish.
Doner kebab on pizza is amazing, says Dave.
Ooh, hello.
Is that got to be in the kebab as well?
My stomach pricked up then. What?
Do you use, instead of having the kebab bit, do you just have the meat in on pizza?
Oh, well, does he mean just like doner meat, or does he mean like the entire contents of a doner kebab and the naan bread on top of a pizza? That's a pizza with a naan bread on top.
Yeah.
That's like having your duvet on top of the bed and then sleeping on top of the duvet with the duvet on top of you.
In a sleeping bag.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, actually, recently, because it's been so warm, I'm sleeping on top of my duvet at the moment. My bed is so much more comfortable.
Skipper Ted says, hey, model making chicken may be watching.
Yeah, chicken's not a vegetable. Says Ted, who has been known to give model making chicken bits of cat food, which may contain chicken.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that.
Yeah. He says that model making chicken steals the cat food. Yeah.
Shadowland Scale Model says, what's under the seagull, Fox?
What?
I think he's talking about Odo.
Odo. Oh, it's my Strike Rouge.
Came in late.
Master Grade. It's what I'm building at the moment. I've started building. I've started denubbing and cleaning all the parts off the sprue. Not finished yet. And it's not a seagull. Odo's not a seagull. Don't listen to him. Don't listen to him. He's a bad man. He's a bad man.
Trout and Chard says, right, off home from work. Might all have fun.
Yes, so thank you for coming in, dude.
You've been watching us while you've been at work. Okay, that's fine.
Excellent. Yes. Yeah, I can't watch you when the broadband's not free, so.
Paul says, damn it, at Butcher That Model. Now I want a kebab. You always want a kebab, Paul.
And Kenneth says, Butcher That Model. How does a butcher misspell the word meat?
I didn't even
notice. He says not meat. Bless. See if we've got any more questions. No question. We do have one quiz question for tonight.
Dave's wife Pip says, kill the puffin.
No. Don't listen to them. They're just all bad people. Don't listen to them.
And Zadster says, coincidentally, a flock of seagulls have reformed.
I don't know what that means.
It's a band.
Is it? Okay.
One of them music pop group things.
Is it one of those 80s things that I wouldn't know about?
Dave replies to Kenneth and says, typing fast with sausages for fingers, Kenneth.
Sausage for fingers, and he's a butcher. That could get awkward.
Yeah.
I don't know. Right, shall we? Is there anything you wanted to bring up, Chris, or shall we go into what's in store?
We can do your what's in store. Are people prepared for your what's in store?
Yeah.
Do they need to tense themselves or?
Yeah. Well, I'd clench everything just to have a good practice because it's good for your muscles. Clench your pelvic floor. Get ready. Work those muscles. Yes. A couple of weeks ago, I did the what's in store and it went a bit weird.
When?
It may have been a bit weird. It was weird. Okay, let's just. So I've been allowed this week because 3 people approved of my choices. So I've been allowed this week to do the what's in store.
On probation.
I've tried to be as sensible as possible. So I've tried to be boring this time and do normal things. So we'll see how it goes. So I'll get everything ready. So let's lock it on me. Press the magic screen sharing button. Make sure there's nothing I don't want the universe to see.
Jeremy Moore says, Fox, what's the theme?
The theme is new in store.
I'm wondering if it has a theme tune.
Theme tune is what's the store? What's the store? Da, 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 da. I've not locked the screen yet, obviously you can still see me. I'll stop doing that. The theme was I simply went to see what was new in store. I took the lazy route. Let's have a look at what's come in. So I'm going to scroll to share now, and we're going to start off. Hopefully you can see
the entire world of your desktop. Yeah.
Hang on. Yeah, we don't want to see the entire. Let's just. There we go. Excuse me. So start off with something utterly sensible. We start off, and these are all things that are new in store. So if you've not had a look through the site in the last few days, excuse me, I just need to clear my throat. Give me 1 second. Talk, Chris. Keep them busy.
I don't know what you got to show them. It's a plane. It's a Hasegawa 148 Mitsubishi A6 M5B. Everyone knows the A6 M5B. That's one of the classic planes.
Yes.
Zero. Type 52.
Otsu. Yes, I just thought I'd go through what's new in store. If you've not been through the site recently, go and have a look. There's loads of new stuff coming in all the time. They get big deliveries from all the retailers and manufacturers, or all the manufacturers. And sometimes we'll go through what's on the offers page, but this time I think we go through some stuff that's on the what's new in store. And it's either stuff that's new completely because they've never had it before, or it's just something they've got back in stock. So I thought we'd start with a good old traditional build for the airplane models, which is, as you say, the 148th Mitsubishi A6 M5B0. And the thing, I'm not a big aircraft modeler, but I have made a couple of Zeros in my time. And the thing I love about Zeros is you can weather the living carp out of them.
Yeah, Dave says a zero is weathering heaven.
Yes, I am led to believe, and I could be wrong, I'm no expert, I'm led to believe that in the olden days, during the war, at one point the Japanese stopped using primers under the paint just to get the planes built and to save money. They just put basically paint onto the metal, which is why it chipped off really easily, and that's why a lot of times you'll see Zeros, when they're built as models, heavily chipped with metal underneath, because there's nothing between the paint and the metal, basically. I could be wrong, but that's what I've been led to understand, is that they kind of skimped out on the primer towards the end of the war. So a nice little kit. No information on there at all that I can give you. It just says Zero Type 52 Otsu 166th Fighter Squadron. And that's a nice little 148 kit, so you can't really go wrong.
Vincent says, yes, the quality of the colour paint itself went down as well.
Yes, because let's remember, they were churning these things out at a rate of knots, so... And they didn't actually have the best resources going, so they had to kind of get them out fast. So, but they are supposed to be, if I remember rightly, they're supposed to be one of the better fighter planes of World War II as well, the Zeros. Not as good as a Spitfire, like, obviously,
No, obviously.
No, obviously, in the Messerschmitt 109. So there you go. That's a fairly normal kit to present, I think.
Yeah. Well done with the start. It's a good start.
Mouse it so I don't keep doing the menu. Next up, going from that, we have the Hasegawa again. You can see they've had a Hasegawa ship come in. The 124th Datsun Fairlady 240Z. I'm saying Z deliberately. 240Z at 1971 Safari Rally winner. I chose this because A, I do have a soft spot for the Datsun Fairlady, and B, that's the year I was born. So there you go.
What, 11?
In 1924. Kind of a classic Nissan, classic Datsun. I think we may have showed a Datsun Fairlady the day, actually, last week. I can't remember.
There was a Datsun Sunny last week.
Well, there you go. But this is it's a Safari Rally winner, so it's obviously an off-road rally version. It looks mint with all the decals. It looks like it's going to be a good decal job, and I love the extra spotlights on the bonnet there. It's got the black bonnet, mint. And there's no information on this, but it looks pretty cool to me. I'd love that. Being
a rally car, that's going to be prime for weathering, isn't it? Lots of mud.
I mean, you could build it nice and shiny and clean. Nothing wrong with that. But my mentality is, if I'm building a rally car, there's two things rally cars do. They go sideways and they get mucky. I can't make a model go sideways, but I can sure as hell make a model get mucky.
Yep. And you'd just need to get lots of mud and you would slap it on, wouldn't you?
Yeah, you would. What would you do, Ted? Oh, he's not.
No. He'll type it in chat in 5 minutes. It'll be fine.
Yeah. But you see, if I was doing that, I'd do all the mud, but I'd also do that thing where you tape over the windscreen with the two curved shapes to suggest where the wipers go, and then apply all the mud over the windscreen so you get that kind of clean bit where the wipers were. Tony Blackwell says you could dirty that baby really nicely.
Yeah.
Mr. Vincent, Mr. Model Making says also about the quality of Japanese paint on the Zero. Only naval fighters receive primer, and even that was of low quality. There you go. So yes, the 124th Datsun. I don't know if this is a curbside model or a fully detailed engine bay. I don't know. It doesn't say.
There you go. Skipper Ted says slap it on.
Yeah, slap it on. Ted's with us, just with a bit of a lag. So I don't know if it's a curbside, but it's $44.99. So I'm guessing it might not be a curbside, but don't take my word for it. But yeah, I quite like that. I could do one of those. The thing is, if I got that though, I'd either have to weather the heck out of it, or I'd have to Mad Max it.
Zadster says that you read that slap it on in Ted's voice.
Slap, yeah, you could. Yeah,
you have to.
It's copyright now. So there you go, another reasonably normal selection. Not bad. I like my old vintage, my 1970s cars. Next up, we have what's next. I've forgotten what's next now. It's not all Hasegawa. Next up, we have the Dragon 135th German railway wagon with 2 centimeter flak Vierling 38.
That's a bit unusual.
Yeah, it is very unusual. I picked this one because it's kind of weird. It's unusual. It's kind of interesting because you can either build it as the focus of a diorama that's just on that unit, but because it's kind of part of a train, but you don't have the rest of the train, you could kind of build it into a diorama. And like we did with when I had my strange choice of all the kits of the week, and we had the field kitchen with the horses and the dog. Same kind of thing. It's like it's stuff to put in the background in your diorama, just to give it some more interesting content. You could have a hill and a bit of a row on it, or why not just put that on there? Also, if you were making a model that completely recreated the level Sturmgeist armored train from Medal of Honor Frontline, you could use it there. always with the video game references. So I picked that because it's quite unusual. A couple of flak veilings in a rail car.
Yeah.
That's Fox's next eModels build then. That will be a nice subject for a diorama, says Zadster.
I'm not sure if that was this one or the one before. But
I don't know. Mad Max, it says Gerwin Moores.
Yeah, that was definitely the one before.
He was looking at this flak wagon.
Oh, right.
Michael Jackman says he was looking at this today. Mike Mountain says he likes this kit. I suspect Mike Mountain might be already ordering it. By the way, folks, as we always say, if any of these kits we show you do tickle your fancy, don't hang around. Get it in your basket, or as Ted would say, slap it in your basket. I have to get his lines right. Slap it in your basket now, but don't leave it to the end of the show to check out, because if you leave it in your basket, it's not actually yours until you've paid for it. So if it's just in your basket and you come back at the end of the show, somebody else could have snapped it up. So if you really want any of these kits and you think, I really, really want that kit, while you're watching, get a tab open, go and order it now. Because we don't know how many of these they have in stock. They could have 1, they could have 30. So if you really fancy it, don't hang around. So there you go. It looks like an interesting kit. What's next? Is that still normal? Are we still doing all right?
It's still all right so far, yeah.
Ooh, good. Right, next one. I didn't know even Polar Lights did these, but this is a Polar Lights one. We have the Polar Lights 125th 2006 Ford GT. It's a snap kit. I didn't know Polar Lights did snap kits.
No.
But how can you not like the Ford GT? I mean, I know it's not the original Ford GT, which is even more, but I'm not a big car guy, but even I like the Ford GT. It's like, it's like trouser moments may be occurring, when you see that in real life. So yeah, and it's a snap kit, theoretically. So I'd be quite interested in that. But somebody was asking about who was it that was asking about a kit for their son, their 11-year-old. If he likes cars, it's 1/25th scale, so it's nice and big. I suspect it's curbside, but it's a nice big car. It's a snap kit. It looks pretty mint. Polar Lights do some good kits, nice details. It probably have good decals on it as well. I think Polar Lights are owned by a model car company, Zadster. Were they not? Is it not all linked in with the old AMT company?
I don't know. Polar Lights do a lot of the sort of Star Trek and that.
Yeah, they do a lot of that, but they do a lot of other stuff as well. In fact, I'm thinking of a few other kits they have got. So they do a few cars here and there.
And that one would pretty much have to be a shiny kit.
Yeah, you'd have to. You wouldn't do any weathering on that puppy. I wouldn't build that because I would have to weather it, and then everybody would shout at me. Tony Blackwell says, when we were talking about getting things in your basket, remember, he says, the more things you order, the cheaper it gets, as there is only one postage price. Thank you, Tony. Yeah. Yes, if you want 3 things, get 5 things, because then you don't have to get 2 things later on and pay 2 shipping charges. Let's have a look. So yeah, I found this quite mint, actually. 1/25th scale. It's just a gorgeous car. How can you not like it? I can hear it in my head now, and it's just a shame that Jeremy Clarkson couldn't fit inside it. Or actually, could he? Because he couldn't fit in the original. He couldn't. I don't know. One. I can't remember because that was the big thing. He tried. It was a dream car, and he couldn't fit in it because the door wouldn't close.
But he got in a Reliant Robin, so I'm sure he could fit in it. Really?
No, because he tried to close the door and his head was sticking out. So, and that he was like, I can't drive it. Right, am I still doing normal?
So far, well? Yeah. I'm getting a little bit nervous now because I know there's not that many more to come.
Well, let's have. We've only got a couple more, I think. Next up, we have the Minicraft 1/16 1931 Ford Roadster Hot Rod. Now, the reason I picked this is because I would rat rod that. I would so rat rod that instantly. I'd give it all the rust and paint exposed and 13 layers of paint where it's all been sanded away, and you give it all the rust effects and you do all the things. That would be a perfect rat rod. It looks like, let's have a look. We've got a close-up look here. Let's have a look. So you've got the nice detail on the engine there. You've got all the chrome trim and everything else. Nice interior. Looks like all the leather's reproduced nicely.
The back seat that is actually a boot that folds down. And
yeah, it's got the rumble seat, I think it was called in those days. So yeah, that looks really mint, to be honest. With the opening and the closing of the panels. If you're of a mind, you could strip all the chrome off the chrome parts and do it yourself if you have a preferred way of doing chrome. But yeah, I like that.
Zedster says that would be great, ratted or murdered. I don't know what murdered is.
I'm not sure about murdered.
Is that an extreme form of rat rodding?
Yeah, I suspect it is.
Is it sort of like an old rusted Hulk or something?
Oh, yeah. Mike Mountain says, now that is nice. But I don't know if he means this or the 4GT. But remember, it's 1/16 scale, so it's not going to be small.
No.
1/16 scale,
big one.
quite a hefty kit. So that's kind of mint. That. So I would just rat rod everything out of that. It's mint.
Scott Sutherland says Murder is all black.
Oh yeah, it's where you kind of rat rod it, but you don't.
Stealth
black, and you get all the extra bits on it and stuff. They often put like German Kreuz on them on the door and stuff like that, and they're all matte black, and they're always 4 days. And I have to tell you, I've worked on a Model A Ford. I'm not sure if is that Model A or a Model T, or is it just a Roadster? I don't know. No, it's not a Model T. It's a Model A, isn't it? But yes, I've worked on a Model A, and it's they are interesting cars when you see them in real life. Untouched. It was a vintage one. It was untouched. It wasn't.
Paul says he reckons Mike thinks that is the rat rod because he bought one new.
Oh, lol, says Mike.
Yeah. I was going to say he's either going to be in trouble or he's going to find that amusing. I'm not sure which. So
that would work either words. It's really warm. That would work either as a nice clean model, because it's going to be big, or as a rat rod. I would rat rod it. So there we go. We've got one more.
Oh dear.
What's the last one? The last one we have something very special, something very, very. It's a pencil.
Ooh, expensive.
I thought I'd choose the AK Interactive Graphite Detailing Pencil. Now you might not have thought of this before. Most of you probably have. But when you're doing a kit, you're doing any kind of weathering where there's like exposed metals. One of the old tricks is to get a pencil, scrape the lead down, a little pile of lead, and then rub it over the exposed, especially on tanks like tank tracks and like bits of where the paint's come off and the metal's exposed. And it just gives the graphite gives it that little sort of metallic twinge, little spark, not a sparkle, but it's got a kind of lead look to it, that kind of thing. And you can use a normal pencil, but I've got a few of these. Just a graphite. It's just basically a big stick of graphite, and it will last you for years and years and years and years, because all you do is you scrape a little. You can either scrape a little tiny bit off and you can rub it on with your finger, or if you say working on a tank or whatever it is you're working on, you can just run this pencil along the edge of panels, like where there's a corner or a bit of exposed metal, and it will just give it that little touch. So you've got your metallic paints that you've used for your paint chips where your paint's chipped away, but then just rub the pencil along the edge. It just gives it that little. It's not a sparkle. It's like a little bit of depth to it. It just works because it's graphite. So, yeah. So get yourself one of these. They're really useful. And it's just a quick way of doing sort of metallic detailing as well. Just rub it along the edges. Plus, they feel really weird because they're kind of warm and soft. And they smell nice. So there you go. That's my one weird selection for the evening. So I hope those are all interesting for you. As always, like we say, don't forget, do slap it in your basket. If you are interested, do slap it in your basket. Don't hang around. Get it checked out, because otherwise somebody else might jump in there.
Yeah, we don't know how many of them pencils eModels have got in stock.
Yeah, they may only have one. It may be. The thing is, it doesn't have. This might be like the size of a giant novelty Wales pencil, like on there that says Wales. It might not. But yeah, they are really, really good. So do check them out. I say, if any of those things tickle your fancy, get them in your basket now and get them checked out, because we don't know how many of any of those they've got. Might be one, might be 100. How did I do? Did I do all right?
I'm happy. Yeah, that worked. Yeah, I don't have any objections. Nobody's complained yet. So
yay.
Any complaints to ted@emodels.co.uk.
Yay. Skipper Ted says a pencil handy for stirring your tea too. Not if it's just a graphite pencil, Ted.
Yeah, probably not.
That would end badly.
Yeah.
Why am I shouting? Says Mike Mountain. Mike Mountain shouts very loudly, my 2HB works great. And then he says, why am I shouting?
Sergeant Bones says that was fab, Fox.
Yeah, so next week, Chris is doing it again next week, and let's hope he goes really weird and random just to round it out.
Yeah.
See, I did half a horse. Well,
how can you top half a horse? Yeah.
I don't know. We'll find out when you do yours next week.
Well, although we do the What's in Store, obviously the store is there 24/7. You can go and browse yourself and have a look and see what you can come up with. You obviously other things are available in the store. You can spend a week looking through it while we're not broadcasting. So yes, go and find something yourself.
Yep. By the way, if anybody does want to, anybody is planning to come along to eModels when me, Chris, and Ted and Mike go down on the 29th of this month, Friday. If you want to pick stuff up, don't forget there is a shipping option on the website to collect in store. You can order stuff, the day before or a couple of days before. Order stuff, and you can get it put to one side, so you can offer to come and collect it in store. So if you're thinking of coming along and you want to pick some stuff up, get it ordered in advance, so therefore you make sure it's there when you get there.
Yeah, I understand it's not a store that you just go around and browse. So
No,
you do need to order online before you go there.
Yes, it is a working warehouse. Basically, it's a warehouse with a counter at the front. It's a very nice counter. And it's a very, very plush counter with lots of...
And it'll have donuts on it.
Eh?
It'll have donuts on the counter on that Friday as well.
There'll be coffees and things. But it's not like a shop where you walk in. It's basically a working warehouse. So if you know what you want, you can walk to the counter and say, I would like this, please. But we'd probably say if you're going to come along and you're going to be picking some stuff up, just get it ordered the night before, a couple of days before, but select the pay in store option, and they'll put it to one side for you, and you can come and pay for it on the day. That way you're not having to fight off, because we expect hundreds of you to turn up.
Yep.
We do.
There'll be queues outside and stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
Might
You're all allowed to bring snacks and cakes for me. I mean,
we'll do a model signing. Any kit you buy, we'll sign for you.
Yeah. I don't know why that will make it more valuable. There you go. So that was I did all right then, did I?
Yeah. Mike Mountain Dad says, good shoppy tonight. You like that?
Yeah, bit of planes, bit of cars, bit of pencil. I had to do something silly, didn't I? There was going to be a pencil.
Sergeant Bone says, oh dear God, that man in the red shirt will be doing teeny weeny itsy bitsy flying things. Possibly.
Tonight's store is what's in store, and it's tiny. James Chapman says, love the Datsun, maybe I can death race it. Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, it's that kind of car that I said I could Mad Max it. It's just asking for like things to be stuck all over it, like rocket launchers and gratings and mesh and
Dave says half a horse was okay, but I need half a cow and a sheep and a pig to put in front of my meat counter.
Yes. You can get those anyway. And
Paul says if he's there, it will be an empty box that used to have donuts in it.
Yeah, that's true. Just bring all the donuts for me. Maybe somebody else will get some. Got a question from Shadowland Scale Models. He says, question, what's your preferred way to find small pieces that have pinged off into oblivion? It's a trick question because there is no way to find small pieces.
Yeah, if they pinged off, so you might as well just write it off. And yeah, I lost a bit. There should be, hanging from there, a little bell. That I don't know. I assume they ring when they want to go out and do stuff. But it looks like that. There's a little bell on that one. Because this is the nice new shiny one, and that's the old broken one. So I lost one when I was putting together the nice new shiny one. So I thought, oops, that's a problem. And then I thought, actually, no, I can just make it from the old one, and they've lost the bell.
Yeah. Because those that don't know, one of your tugs is going to be nice and shiny, and one's going to be all battered and half soft, isn't it?
So I decided to make the battered one even more battered and have a missing bell. So you can work it into the story if it's a non-important piece. Yeah. You can work it in at whatever story you're building along with your model that it hasn't got it.
If it's a vital piece that holds everything together,
look for it.
My preferred search method is hands and knees, iPhone torch, and all the swearing.
Yeah,
and occasionally fast moving away from spiders.
Tony Blackwell says, get the torch beam at a low level and you'll often see it. Yeah. And you'll see all the other rubbish that you haven't picked up for the fortnight.
Yeah, you'll find like dust bunnies and things and clumps of hair and all kinds of things you don't want to know about. But yeah, get the torch kind of on the ground like that so it casts shadow.
Yep.
Invariably it will go under something. Like my case, it'll be under a computer desk, so I'll have to get the torch underneath it.
It will go much further than you would possibly think it would go.
Yes.
Yeah.
I famously, I've said it before, but I lost a piece on a kit once. It was the clear piece for the sight on a weapon for a Gundam, and it was a commission build as well. I was like, oh. 2 days later, and this is, working here. 2 days later, I found it in the bathroom.
I thought you were going to say in Sainsbury's or something.
No, I found it in Bertha Tidfield. I found it in the bathroom, and it's like I have no idea why it would be all the way across the hallway in the bathroom. It was, I don't know.
Yeah, Mike Mountain says bare feet, it will turn up.
Yep, especially if it's Lego. Oh, domestic caltrops.
Paul says, bloody hell, I lost the bell from my tug too. And Sergeant Bone says, as soon as I scratch built a bit I'd lost, I found the missing piece.
It's always the way.
That's the other way of doing it. Buy a replacement, then that's the easy way of finding the one you lost.
Yeah, I mean, if you're building a model kit that's not supposed to be nice and clean and shiny and factory fresh, you're doing some weathering and stuff and damage on it, then you can kind of build that in, and depending on what the part is, like Chris says, you can kind of weather it out. Weathering will hide a multitude of sins, but if it is like a critical structural piece, yeah, it's a bit tougher. You might have to scratch build something or contact the manufacturer, see if you can get a spare part or spare sprue.
Tony Blackwell says, even if you see where it went, you won't find it there.
Oh God, no. There's been times when a piece has fallen off and I felt it ping off my foot. So my brain has felt it touch my foot and it's figured out which direction it's going in, and it's over there.
Yeah. Well, I do archery as well, and people miss the target, and we have to look for the arrows that they miss. And the archer will say, "Oh, it definitely went to the left." So I always look to the right, because it's never where you think it is.
Another thing to bear in mind as well is, if it's laminate flooring, that thing will go for miles. But you may have had the portal of doom. See, when a piece falls on the floor, it either goes to the floor and stays there, it goes to the carpet monster, in which case you'll never see it again, or it goes to the portal of doom, in which case you'll either never see it again because it goes to an alternate dimension, or the portal of doom comes out somewhere else, totally unrelated, and you'll find it there.
It's the same place as all the pen lids and the single socks.
Yes. It's the same portal. It moves around.
Kenneth says, "What's a dust bunny?" I think there's a bit of language border.
Dust bunny is like you get like little bits of dust, but they kind of clump together into a small ball of dust. Usually, if you look under your PC, if you like on my computer desk here, I've got my PC on just off the ground. Of course, all the air gets sucked in for the fans. You can regularly go down and be a little sort of ball of dust. It just it's called a dust bunny.
Yeah, they very rarely have ears, but
yeah,
I don't know why they're called bunnies.
Michael Jackman says a dust bunny is a wife. Mine's pretty good at finding them. It will have been in your beard, Fox. The mistake I make is that I always lose pieces because I'm an idiot. Because I've got this big, nice, wide desk, and yet when I work, whenever I'm working on something small and fiddly, I'll sit here and I'll be like at the edge of my desk like this, working, or just cutting something or trimming something, or I'll sit like this, and that's when I could just sit over here and do it, but I'm an idiot. I can't. I have to do it right on the edge. All my work happens at this part of my desk here. I don't know why.
And the camera's set up to point right at the back.
Yeah, the camera's set up to point here, which is why whenever you see one of my videos, I'm often out of shot because for some reason I just focus all my attention here. If I'm painting tiny details, instead of leaning forward where all the light is, I'll sit back in my chair like this and I'll be like painting like this. And my brain's going, "You're an idiot. There's all the lights over there. And you're sitting here trying to see something tiny."
Kenneth says, "I think you need to clean more before your filth turns into animals."
I don't know. What do they turn into after they're already animals?
Well, the animals probably turn into other animals.
Life will find a way.
Dave says, "Fox dropped the entire falcon, but the cockpit and the world's biggest carpet monster ate it."
Yeah, the cockpit was on here and the rest of it all just fell off into my beard or something. Right. Where are we? Are there any more questions come through?
We could give away a sticker.
Yeah, Philly says get an apron and pin it to the desk to catch stuff. That's a good idea. Yeah. I like the cut of your gypsum.
But then he'd forget and he'd strangle it up and go for a drink and strangle himself.
Yeah, there is that. Right, should we do some stickery giveaways? And
yes, did we have any questions for them, or have we got to think of
we do have some sticker giveaways. As always, we will ask a question, and then you answer it in chat. If you're watching and you've not got access to chat, click on the little YouTube icon down here in the bottom right now, and you'll go to the YouTube page where the chat is, and you can join in to win a sticker or a mug. I do have some stickers.
I have some stickers.
Have you got some there? I've got some here.
There's a sticker. They look like that.
Oh, Chris has got some stickers. Yes. We'll do a sticker first. We do have some questions.
Make sure you drag your bar over to the right and refresh your thingy to make sure you're up to date, because otherwise you'll be answering the question 5 minutes later than everybody else.
Yes, because typically when you watch a stream after about an hour, there's a noticeable lag between the text in the chat and the video. So before you do anything, while I find the question, refresh your screen now and then drag your bar right to the right. So do it now. Do it now. Now. Do it now. Do it now. Go on. I've got to find the question. Yeah. Go on. Just press the button. Press the button.
Nope.
Chris, are they
It seems to have gone a bit blocky my end, so I don't know if that's affecting how I'm looking and sounding, but might just be the way I'm receiving. So
are they pressing the button?
I haven't pressed any buttons. I didn't refresh anything either. I was going to, but then I remembered I don't have to.
Okay, right. And yes, if you want to send us a question and answer, and we use that question and answer to give away a sticker or a mug, you'll get a sticker as well. So if you want to send us a question and answer, make sure to include your name and your address so we know where to send the sticker to. And we have a couple of these. Let's have a look. Right. So we all refreshed. We're all nice and refreshed. Drag your bar to the right. There you go. There you go. Right.
And remember, of course, that your chat is always sort of leaning towards your direction. As soon as you type it in, it comes up on your chat. Doesn't mean to say it comes up on our chat yet.
Yes.
It's got to go all the way to them, to us, to them, to me, to him, and then it will come up on the chat.
To me.
To you.
Yeah, so we go off the way because we're in the stream, we see the chat in the order that's actually received by YouTube. Yep. You always see your comment quite because it shows yours straight away. So there you go. Right. Ready? Everybody refreshed? Okay, we have a question for Gerwin Moores. So Gerwin, send a mail to ted@emodels.co.uk with your name and address so we can send you a sticker because you didn't include it in your email. We have a question, and it's a model making related question, or a sort of. He says, "Hi Ted, I hope your back is getting better." Wow, I thought this was a question sent about 3 days ago. That would have been weird. The question, here we go. And I'll take the. I won't take the specific number. I'll take the. Okay, it's going to be a number, but I'm not worried about the decimal place. So, what is the size in meters of the world's largest paintbrush? What is the size in meters of the world's largest paintbrush? And I'll round it down. Go. In meters, what is the size of the world's largest paintbrush? And we even get an explanation at the end as well. Mr. Lowe's model making is off. Thanks for coming in, dude.
Oh, is that a scary question? You scared him off.
Yeah, scared him off with numbers. We do maths.
Yeah, we've got lots of numbers come up now. I don't have any clue as to what the answer would be, so I'll leave you to read them.
You can put a decimal place in there if you want, but I'll just take the main number. I won't worry about the specific decimals because we'll be here all night.
30, 13, 8, 53, 51, 24, 4.5, 15, 7, 8, 0.55.
30.863 kilometers squared. Big paintbrush. This may take a while. Oh, wow, there we go. Kenneth M. Kenneth is the first one who says 11. I wasn't going to worry about the decimal places. Kenneth M., you get it right with 11.
11-meter long paintbrush.
Yes, well done. It says the largest paintbrush measures 11.52 meters, 37.80 feet in length, and was created by LCC Kids 2015 Summer Art Camp. Blah, blah, blah. The paintbrush weighs a total of 77.56 kilograms, 171 pounds. And there's some advertising stuff for the people that made it. Cool. So 11, I think it's 11 kilometers then, 11 meters. So Kenneth, well done. Send us an email with your name and your address, and we will send you the stickers. Well done. Yes, we know where you are, and yes, we'll still send you stickers. Yes.
But they might take a little while to get there.
Yeah, it might take a little while. Might have to send you maybe 2. I don't know. Okay, that's that one. Well done. So yes, Gerwin Moores, send us your name and address as well. Okay, if anybody's won stickers or mugs before, and you've mailed us with your address details, we don't. Just so you know, we don't keep these emails. Once we use your question or we respond to your email and we've sent you stuff, we delete those emails because we don't have any need to keep your name and address. So even if you've won stuff before, or and we've had your email address, your name and address before, send it again anyway because we don't keep it. We no reason to keep it. Your confidential information. So send us an email with your name and address, both of you. So that's that one. Thank you very much, Gerwin. Well done, Kenneth. Next, should we do a mug?
Why not? The new mugs, aren't they? New style mugs that we can't.
We've actually got the old. We've actually got the old style mug because Pete Mate or James Mate hasn't sent me a new one yet.
You know what? When we're there at the end of the month, we might steal a mug.
Yeah, we'll just get one. Maybe they've got none left. I know. So Ted's got one. Ted, put your mug in the chat. Type your mug in the chat and show. So it's the new one, but the new one's I think it's a little bit bigger and it looks more cool than this. So you can win yourself. I don't know why we're doing that because everybody in the chat knows what the mug looks like. They're here every week. Right, we have a question for this one. Okay, this is a question from Michael Jackerman. So, Michael, send us your name and address. Is everybody ready? I'll just drop this chat down so I'm up to date.
Obviously, if you've asked the question, you can't answer it. So that would be cheating.
Yes. By the way, if you have already run a mug in the past, you're more than welcome to have a second mug. You can have as many as you want, so you're welcome to enter. If you've already got a mug and you don't want another one, though, don't answer the question. Let somebody else have a chance. But you can have as many as you want. You're more than welcome to do it. So, question from Michael Jackerman. Question. Everyone knows the flagship at Trafalgar. I can't believe I just said Trafalgar. At Trafalgar. It's because we used to play Monopoly, and Monopoly we used to mispronounce it deliberately. I'll start again. Question. Everyone knows the flagship at Trafalgar was the HMS Victory. But what was the name of the second in command? Admiral Collingwood's ship. Go.
Ah.
Shadowland Scale Model says, hi, Fox's mum. Cafe Machine and Ingungings Dums, says Sergeant Bones.
I don't think that was it.
So what was the name of the second in command Admiral Collingwood's ship?
Dave answers, butcher that model, Endeavour.
Mum, nope. Mum just shouted up hello, by the way. We have a winner. We have Mark Fellows says the HMS Royal Sovereign. Yes, you are absolutely spot on. He explains. He doesn't. He just says HMS Royal Sovereign.
Yeah.
Now remember, we don't fact check these. We just take whatever you say is correct. So if you said what's the color of the sky and you put pink, we'd say the answer was pink. So
yep.
So yes, HMS Royal Sovereign. So well done.
It's always nice when someone does actually answer the question correctly in the chat because it means it probably is the right answer.
Yes. If nobody actually got the answer. So Mark Fallows, well done. Send an email to ted@emodels.co.uk with your name and your address and your phone number just in case, because we're obviously posting this. So include your phone number as well just in case. And we'll get you a mug on the way. Right. Fabulous. Thank you to those of you who sent those in. Thank you to Ted for sending me those.
Yep, keep them coming for next week.
I've just deleted them and realised they're not deleted, they're just archived because Google on the phone is terrible. I think that's all of it so far. We've got a couple of mails from Ted for your next build, Chris. So I think
I'm sure you'll pass them along to me at some point. Yep.
Yeah. David Moore says Moya. Now I'm thinking about Farscape.
Yeah, that'd be a good model. Yeah,
that would be a good model.
That'd be massive, though, wouldn't it?
It'd just be brown and speckling. That's all you need to do. Get a speckle brush.
Oh dear. Yeah, I've got the email from Tony in some strange font that I can't read on the phone. But
oh yeah, Tony likes his cursive handwriting font in his emails. It looks very civilized. It's just difficult to read it when you're actually trying to read a phone on camera. It's like,
yeah, I won't read it on camera, but thank you.
HMS Chuckle Bunny says Eric 9000. Anyway, yes, Frel. So that's the mug and the sticker done. I think what we shall do is we shall do the winner of last week's giveaway and then this week's giveaway, and I think we'll call it a show then.
Cool.
Going for a while. So if you remember last week, I shall do the split screen thing. Is there anything you want to cover, Chris, before we do the giveaway?
No, you're okay there. Cool. I shall figure out how to share it and
get your crickets.
Oh yeah, I won't. Mum's reminded me that I have a bag full of crickets here if people want to see me eat fried crickets. Oh, you doing the giveaway? Am I doing the giveaway?
I've got the thingy for last week's prize that we won.
Okay, you can do it if you want. That'd be cool.
I haven't. If I've got it, I did have it.
I've got it. Have you got it? No, I haven't got it.
I did have it. Hang about. Let me try and screen share things. I can share my entire screen. That'll do, and then I can just put that kit up as a big thing.
Right. And then you're sharing me on your screen of me.
Yeah, well, there you go.
I'll lock it on you. That's probably a good idea.
Oh,
we're giving away the entire gallery. The plastic model kit's ready.
Apparently,
all the kits in the world.
I'll find it again.
Do you want the number?
If you got it, that'd be lovely.
It is a complete lack of. Is this
18 something?
Planning? It's 0182655. I've got it on my screen. Have you? No.
There we go. I did have it, and then it closed itself down.
There we go.
We were giving away a Gundam.
Yes, we're giving a Gunpla away.
That one, the 144 Real Gay Braid GPO1FB. Full burner.
That is spelled correctly. It's called the full burner.
Burner.
Gotta love these names that the Japanese give some of these things.
Okay.
There's a Gunpla kit just come out that has a name. It's very rude. If you misread it, it's a very rude name.
Bring the fun back into model making with Bandai's Gunpla kits.
I wrote that.
Yeah, I gathered that.
I wrote that.
It's the real grade, so it's 144 scale.
Yep, so you could build that.
I could build that.
Yeah, real grade's great because it's got a sort of a partial in a frame. It's kind of a step between a master grade and a perfect grade, sort of, but in 144 scale.
Grade would be quite interesting. Yeah. And that looks like the 72 thing.
Slightly. It's an adaptation of the RX 78-2 basic frame in a future time.
Okay.
They're all kind of similar at that point. But I don't know if this one has a transformation there because I think the master grade does. I don't know if that one transforms. It might do.
I don't know.
It's not a transformer.
Well, if it transforms, then it is, isn't it?
No. It's just a Gundam with a gimmick called the gimmick.
Okay.
Trust me. Anyway, yes, we were giving this away. So as always, we asked you to put a comment on last week's video. And just before the show, I went ahead and did the random comment picker that picks a comment randomly. We're using the random comment picker from last week's video. And the winner, the comment picked randomly by the random comment picker, was comment number 34. I've written it down, everything, because I'm like Ted, but I write it down.
You haven't got a clipboard. You haven't got a clipboard, though.
I'm not locked on me either, am I? Comment number 34, which was from Skullfish, who wrote, Gundams sound like slightly asthmatic hippos. Because I asked him to make what noise the Gundam make. So Skullfish, well done. You've won yourself the Bandai GP01FB full burner. It's like, all right, my barber. Or you made a full burner. You've won yourself the GP01FB real grade. So all you need to do is send a mail to ted@emodels.co.uk with your name, address, your phone number, and please put in the email what you've actually won.
Yeah. Because
the guys at email or eModels won't know. So when you send it to Ted, he'll forward it on. So just put down you've won that. If you can put hashtag 0182655. Do you want to put it back? I'll put it back on screen for you. Hang on. There we go. It's back on screen again.
Jeez.
So send an email with your name, address, phone number for the shipping, and the hashtag 0182655. Or just copy the name of it in, just so the guys at the store know what to send you. Because we know, they haven't got a clue. Because we just pick stuff. We don't tell them. We just pick stuff. Hey, they've won this. Have you got any left? It usually works out. So well done on that. Well done. Get the email off. This week, what are we giving away this week? Well, this week we are being mostly giving away. I've decided. I chose this, by the way. So you know it's going to be good. We are giving away this week I forgot what we're giving away. What we're giving away? Oh, yeah.
I don't know. You didn't tell me.
We're giving away. We've got to go Q. We've done it before with the chibi. The Meng model warship builder Scharnhorst cartoon ship. If you built the Toon tanks, you know they're awesome. I've seen a couple of you build the Toon aircraft carrier. I love these. They're just so adorable. I mean, so does that expand? I won't go bigger. No. Hang on, let me do open image new tab. Look at that. Look at how could you not love that? That is totes. I've got to say it out loud. I do apologize. Totes adorbs. Totes adorbs. I love their little chibi kits. They're dead cute. They are actually snap fit, but you can glue them. Some of the little fiddly parts you might want to glue in place. But they are actually snap fit. They're super detailed. They're incredibly good fun. And they're just silly nonsense. And you can't go wrong. If you built a chibi tank, I built the KV2 and Ted built the Panzer IV last December as a live stream special. You can't go wrong with that. And it's the Scharnhorst. So, yeah. So that's what we're giving away. So we're giving away the Meng model Scharnhorst cartoon ship 002. And all you need to do to win this wonderful little chunky potato ship is wait till the stream is finished. Put a comment. Well, wait till the stream is finished. Give it about 10 or 15 minutes until it's just a normal video on the channel, on the YouTube channel. And just put a comment on there. And you can comment with anything. But what I really think you should do is write down what noise the emergency klaxon make when it goes, that classic kind of naval battle sound, World War II, where they sound the klaxon because somebody's coming to attack them. So do a klaxon sound, but you can comment anything.
Yeah.
And what we'll do is
awooga.
Awooga, awooga. And then what we'll do is, James Chapman says maybe a good kit for my little bro there, Fox. That's what we said. Some of the chibi kits. Because
So, are you going to try and win a prize to give to your brother that you hurt?
Yeah, I don't think that's how it works. Because it'll be a week or two anyway. But that's not how it works. You've got to suffer to pay him back. You can't give him something that you got for free. That's not how it works. Yeah, but yeah, we're saying have a look at the Meng section. They've got tanks. They've got there's also some Hasegawa egg planes. There's the chibi ships. They're great. They're great fun. They're dead simple. Dead fun. So yes, stick a comment on there. Make the sound of the ship's klaxon or something amusing. Just put an amusing comment, or just put your name, or just say hello, or just write numbers, or just I don't know.
The random comment checker doesn't read them. It just randomly comments and checks them.
Yes. And then we'll pick one of the comments at random before next week's show on Monday next week, and that person will win that totes adorbs little Scharnhorst.
Are you going to make a note of it so we remember what it is for next week?
Yeah, I better add on that. Wow, they've given it the stock number is 2. That doesn't seem right.
I want to know what the stock number 1 is now.
Yeah, that's weird. That can't be right. Well, I'll just say it's a Scharnhorst. Scharnhorst. So there you go. That's this week's giveaways. So well done.
So this week it's a whole horse.
Whole horse. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe were you just speaking Essex there, Fox? Says Shadowland Scale Models. Or speaking like that? I don't speak like that, do I?
Speak like that, not round here.
My nephew speaks like this.
Michael Jackman says whoop, whoop, whoop. I'm not sure if that's the noise or if he's just quite excited about the kit.
Yes, all of the above. Yeah, I don't speak Essex. My nephews do, which is weird because my brother
Sergeant Bones says, reminds me, I need some haggis and Fox needs to eat crickets.
Oh, okay.
So that would be an interesting way to finish the show.
Okay, well, a lot of people have watched me do this already on my own channel, but do you guys want to watch me eat some fried crickets? Say in chat now if you want to watch me eat some fried crickets before we end the show.
Jamie Bone has a question. What's 179.95 Canadian dollars in pounds?
I shall tell you.
I don't know. What's Canadian dollars? They're not worth very much.
Canadian is so brilliant that I reckon it's probably about the same, but let's have a look. £3.50
is my guess.
What was it? 179.95 is £103.54.
There you go.
At current exchange rates.
Yeah. Your Banco Building Society may vary.
Yes, they may stiff you completely, or they may not. Sergeant Bone says yes. Tony Blackwell says nah. Osric says yes. Michael Jackman, time to go. Bye-bye. Thanks for coming in, Mike. James Chapman says 103. Butcher That Model says £2.26 in a tube of Smarties. Did Mum leave you Ant? Plus tax. Can we see Mum eat them? No, Mum doesn't go on camera, but Mum has eaten some crickets. Because I found a replica. Oh, Jamie was asking earlier on about
gloves.
Some replica Formula 1 gloves.
Yeah, eModels don't sell them.
No, which we didn't answer because me and him have no idea. I'm speaking for Chris completely there. I don't know.
You're absolutely right. I saw it and had no idea, and I don't know.
Yeah. Often you'll find if there's a question we haven't got a clue about, we might mention.
Because I saw they were talking about it in chat as well, so other people answered it, so that's fine.
Question: would you go out of your way to buy crickets? Says Tony Blackwell. Actually, they are really nice. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to eat some now because they are really nice.
Do you eat them one at a time, or is it a handful, or how's the done thing?
Handful. There's not many left actually in here now.
I mean, there must be a thing like hula hoops you have to put on your fingers.
No, there's little crickets. See?
Yeah, but I say hula hoops you have to put on your fingers to eat. So there must be a way of eating crickets. Is it just handful or not one at a time? Or
just they're only that big.
Tip on your hand. And, yeah.
The first time you see one, you'll be like, "Oh, it's huge." They're only about that big.
Yeah,
dead nice. Nothing wrong with those at all. Dead nice.
Would you put one on pizza?
I would. I actually put some in a bolognese. I sprinkled some on a bolognese. It was dead nice. Just minced it all in. For those of you who said no, you didn't want to watch it. Sorry, you just watched it. I had to do something dumb. It's not the same if I don't do something.
Joey
dumb.
Moore says, "Fox, you got to try ants. They're nutty."
Oh yeah, I tried those chocolate covered ants. They're good in Brazil, apparently. Very popular in Brazil. If somebody wants to send me chocolate covered ants, there you go. I'm not going to stop them. James Chapman says, aye. Michael Jackman says, ugh. But Fox, they don't count as 5 a day, says Dave. Butcher that model. They've got lots of protein in. But yes, I put a lot of the viewers will know this, but I took one downstairs to Mum and said, do you want a cricket? And she went, oh, no. And then she went, just put one there. I'll think about it. And I stuck there and she went, oh. And then she kind of went, oh, they're quite nice. So I left the packet downstairs and I went upstairs, did some work, came back downstairs, and she went, I may have accidentally eaten some more of the crickets by accident. So I think she liked them.
Yeah. Tony Blackwell says he closed his eyes.
If Fox starts chirping, get worried. Jamie Bowen says it's okay because I found them on the Formula World Shop website and they are £125.96. I don't know if that's good value or not. Probably is.
No idea at all. James Chapman says, Fox, did you see or hear about the O Canada Grand Prix yesterday?
I don't follow sport. I have no interest in any kind of sport whatsoever. But my friend Nikki does. She loves the Grand Prix. Apparently, it was quite boring, apparently. I don't know. But I should have watched it because it was Canadian, eh?
Yeah, eh?
I mean, Justin Trudeau, such a dreamout. There you go. Anyway, yes, I think we're done. I've eaten crickets.
We've done everything, haven't we? We've given stuff away. We've told people what they won last time.
Yep.
Done stickers and mugs.
Next time. Ted, have we missed anything?
Yeah, quick, if you're still awake, tell us that we missed something.
Ted, if you're awake, wake up and then go to sleep.
I don't think we missed anything.
Don't think we missed anything. Oh, they're really nice.
I'm surprised Ted's questions haven't been upside down if you're still hanging upside down.
That's true. He did say something about hanging upside down. And maybe he's just kind of all the blood rushed to his head and now he's having no thoughts. Maybe he's struggling because he's upside down, but he's holding his phone that way up and it's all...
Maybe. Does that mean he can't use the right-hand side of it?
Yeah, that's true. Maybe he's trying to type. Oh, he says, you got it all, says Skipper Ted.
Got it all. We can go home then. We're done.
Ted, can you type a message that has a lot of letter Q's in it for us, please? Just for a reason.
Just to see. What letters can't you type? Tell us. Yeah. Remind us, so we can make sure you don't... Yeah.
Apparently Vettel won.
Apparently it was boring. Apart from the first lap accident, it was a snooze fest, says Phil Lewis.
Well, my friend that follows Formula One, as she has done since she was a little girl, and she actually knows a lot of people on the McLaren F1 team. She's quite close to them. She's always been an absolute McLaren fan for years and forever. She's got to know them. She's done some artwork for them. And she always hated Ferrari with a passion. She's like, Ferrari are evil. I said, well, but she said, I'm bored with McLaren now. So, well, who are you following? She went, I'm following this guy and this guy. Well, who do they drive for? Oh, yeah, I've got bored of McLaren, haven't you? So there you go.
Our Skipper Ted says Q, but this is the laptop.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah. Anyway, I think we're done. Apologies if I've not been looking at the camera tonight because I've moved it to a different place now and I keep thinking it's over there when it's not. And it's really weird. Well, when they can invent a screen that is also the camera, that'd be brilliant because you wouldn't have to look up at the camera or at the chat. You just... But then you see yourself all the time. It'd be really weird. Anyway, shall we call it a night, dear boy?
We shall do indeed.
Yes, I'm really hungry now because I've got that quite a strong flavour and it's made me hungry.
Yeah.
I'll bring some to me. I'll bring some with me to eModels. You can have some.
You're going to have some left, are you?
No. Anyway, just remains.
I'm game, I don't mind, but yeah.
Say again.
I'm game if you've got any left. It's not a problem.
We'll see how it goes.
But I'm pretty sure they'll be gone by then. It's 3 weeks yet.
I know somebody is sending me a box of something tomorrow and it's got lots of random things in it, so I don't know what's in there yet. It could be anything. So there you go. Anyway, just remains for me to say thank you very much to Chris for coming in. Thank you very much, Chris.
Thank you. Shadowland Scale Model says, is Ted still on full pay? We're not paying him any less than we were paying him. So
I don't know. I mean,
technically, yes.
I don't know. Can you buy half-size bottles of gin? He might be on like little miniatures by now, I think.
That's possible, yeah.
There's only so many. Mind you, then again, Pete Mate's going to send me out to raid all the mini bars in the local hotel, isn't he? So I can pay Ted. Fine. Okay. It just remains for me to thank everybody who's been watching tonight and everybody who's been in the chat. Thank you so much. Well done to the winners of prizes. Remember, if you've won something tonight, send an email to ted@emodels.co.uk with your name and your address and say what you won, if it's a sticker or a mug. If you won a mug or the model kit, then please include your phone number as well for shipping because we'll need that. but do say what you actually won, because the guys in the store won't know. But as always, thank you so much for watching. Take care of yourselves. Go make something awesome. Go be awesome. You right there. Go be awesome.
Me?
No, not you.
No,
The
guy behind me.
Oh, no, you be awesome as well, but I'm pointing at the people in the camera. I'm pointing at all the people that live in my little camera.
Hello, people in my camera.
And until next time, we'll say adios amoebas. And thanks for Ted for coming in the chat as well. Thank you, Ted.
Yes, thank you, Ted. And we'll see you soon. It'll probably be a couple of weeks yet, but yeah.
We'll see you soon.
Also, don't forget to email your suggestions for my next build to ted@eModels.co.uk. Also,
yes, make sure it's 140. Yeah, 144th scale, and if you can find something really dumb at 144th scale, suggest it. Until next time, adios amoebas.
Bye all. Good night.